see it.
I'm not done yet, buddy. You like it's a tropical summer background.
For some reason, you're not showing up.
Oh, that's hold on. That may be me too. So let me go back to this and we want this. Is that am I showing up now?
Nope, just me.
No, I'm not.
You're not. Your camera isn't showing
I can
anything.
I can see both of us.
What?
What do you mean I'm not showing up?
Well, first of all, you have your name as Rich.
I know I did that on purpose.
You're even in the box on the bottom. I don't see your name.
Yeah, I put my name as Rich and I wanted you to put yours as Josh.
Sorry, I don't see your. Hey, Sydney, do you see Uncle Josh?
Hey, what's
Can
up,
you see
Sid?
him, or is it just me?
Yeah, help me out, Sid. Is Rich losing his mind? Are you saying when you look at the screen of us, you're only seeing you?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on, I got this. It might be when I was in changing the media assets. Oh, I think I got it. How about now?
Not quite, but you changed something. Do you have a
mean
cover
not
over your
quite?
camera? It's
No,
just
no,
a
no,
black.
no.
Now it's a
Nothing?
nothing.
Oh man, what did I do? Nothing?
No, you're just changing the layouts.
Yeah, I know.
Putting the draft on. I think we should watch it on ESPN.
Hold on, let me check the stream because I don't know why would I be able to see both of us, but you can't.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, you're right. It's look. I guess you don't need to look. You can see it.
I'm living it.
All right, let me leave and come back.
Okay.
Or let me just try this. Let me see if I can just remove the stage. How about now?
No.
I messed something up here, buddy. What could I have possibly done?
Are you sure there's not? So you can see yourself in the little box on the bottom.
Yeah. And the bottom. Yeah, I can see there, and I can see the screen split, and I can see myself. I have no idea. Let me just try to leave, and I'll be back.
Yeah, try that. It's always this is usually the best part of the show when we hey all right. I can barely hear you now. I don't think your microphone is working right.
Dude, you're so
now it's better.
You're so fussy. You're being fussy tonight. Don't be fussy. Just because you can't see or hear me. Did you see that I sent you a screenshot of me Googling how to pronounce Peter Anus's name?
Yeah. Is it Anas?
It's like Anus.
Anus. Peter Anus of Anus Marketing.
It's so much worse than anus.
I love. So do you have the draft up?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Oh, no, I love it. I love when they cut to all these people. They're like the GM, someone close to the war room of the Tennessee Titans, has said they are going to wait until they're on the clock, answer phone calls if they come in, and if not, they will make a pick.
That's right. And none of them, like, teams openly admit to lying and manipulating through the draft, right? So they're reporting on stuff that they know is completely fabricated.
They know that we know that.
Yeah,
and we're watching the NFL draft, like you know that.
Yeah, exactly. Sydney, if you couldn't see me before, I'm sorry. Let's show Sid's comment. I am here. I just don't know how to use technology that well.
So how many
Are you
channels are they
texting
showing
me?
this on?
I
They're
said hi in
showing
the chat box. P.S. I can't see you.
there you go. They're showing it on ABC, ESPN, not ESPN2. What else?
Oh, Sid's jealous because I got Chick-fil-A for dinner tonight. So Allison has taken over meal prep and management for us in the Selkovitz household,
Okay.
and which is nice because she's not working right now. And but she's also taking care of Sloan. So on the nights when she doesn't have time for dinner, good things happen, like Chick-fil-A.
All right, what channel are you watching? Are you watching this on ESPN?
I think that's the only thing it's on starting in 3 minutes.
No, it's on ABC and the NFL Network, of course. She's now giving the tour of.
Yeah, I'm watched. So she's walking through the hallway. She just crossed the light. I don't know. That's a good.
She's turning. She made the turn.
Not yet.
She made it.
And now she's turning.
Okay, so I'm a couple seconds ahead of you.
Yeah, that's going to matter here in a second. That's going to matter a lot here in a minute.
I love the production.
Rich, you missed they introduced the players who came there to have their names.
Who are in person.
Yeah. Yeah. They announced them and they and Cam Ward. And he walked out of a stage in some dry ice.
What's up with all these bikes?
And then they performed the national anthem live. There's a sea of people on a stage.
Oh, there's 100,000 people that show up to this.
Yeah, it's in Green Bay, right?
Yes. I think that it's in Pittsburgh next year.
Yeah, I know. We're going. We are going.
Look at that. And then they got 6 fans of each team in the pen.
Well, they always have to have that. I've always wondered how you get chosen.
The team's on the clock.
You know what I mean?
Let's see
and they always pan to their reactions, and 90% of them, you can tell they have no idea who the player is, and so they have to feign either or disappointment or excitement.
Offensive tackle from Memphis, yeah.
And then you have one guy who knew it, who gets really passionate, and then everyone just kind of does what he was doing.
It's like,
yeah, this is a common one too.
No, they never. I was
just watching it. I was just
not
watching
anymore.
it.
Yeah, that's right. When it used to be not an event, not a made-for-TV event, not anymore. They don't put up with that.
It was from the Madison Square Garden era.
There's some really good reactions.
We're 7 fans of each team.
It was mostly Jets and Giants fans who used to show up to that.
So wait, so you're saying, yeah, that's right. You can see that reaction for any Jets draft pick in the last 15 years. Yeah. So you're saying what they won't allow fans to dismay a pick?
That's right. I absolutely.
I'm calling BS on that right now.
We're gonna get you in front of the band. By the way,
I'm calling within the first 7 picks, we will see a disappointed fan.
I doubt it. Not from these fans, not from these ones sitting up front.
From the ones they show on television.
I think there's a difference, right?
Actually, that's true. There's
people who are
97,994 other people there.
Those people are free to do whatever they want. The people under the tent, like this,
the chosen
people
ones.
in the pavilion, they will not be allowed.
I got you. I understand the terms. So then I will say we will definitely see it tonight.
Probably, yeah.
Well, let's set an over-under.
Well, it's definitely
will someone in the pen? Yeah. When do they pick?
I just want to talk. Let's start with what's the playlist for the house band?
I'm pulling up the draft order. So the people whoever sang the national anthem had like a Willie Nelson sound to it. Oh, Tommy's in the house.
Shadur Sanders isn't even sitting on his couch.
You guys see the GP? I think he says unfollow the Steelers on Instagram. Rumor
Yep.
is he's on the trade block. Unfollowed, directed. Yeah. What do you make of that, Rich? What do you make of George Pickens unfollowing the Steelers on Instagram? I can't believe this is
What I understand, the Steelers are willing to listen to trades, but if they do not get a trade, they will make a draft pick.
Do you think the Steelers are actually going to trade George Pickens?
I think if the price is met, they will make the trade. However, if they do not, if a team they do not find a suitor, they will draft a new player.
Now,
And
should
Pickens will
they?
not-
Should they trade George Pickens?
Yeah, man. Why wouldn't you? I don't know. Who cares?
I mean, we could get some.
You're trying to hear the house band in the background.
We could get some like athletic. We could use that draft pick to get some like athletic freak of a wide receiver.
Yeah,
George
you
Pickens.
could even draft him to get another George Pickens.
It's possible.
I mean, that would be more valuable, right? Because he'd be younger and you'd have it for longer.
Well, technically,
but unless you're going to trade him
that.
to move up to get a quarterback, like I don't know.
Okay, so that's the topic of the day. Shedeur. Don't let Shedeur hit you on the way out. You like that?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Have you felt this level?
It's like I think that this. You felt this level.
Explain yourself, Tom from Pittsburgh.
So here's what the house band's going to play tonight.
Yeah, let's hear it.
September by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Let's hope so.
Sweet Caroline.
Um,
They're absolutely
Caroline.
playing Sweet Caroline before pick 15.
Yeah. Yeah,
What's
I'd
up with
say
the bikes? What is this?
Is that something Green Bay related?
Oh, they got all kinds of people on bikes. This is going to end in a.
I need you to pause for 2 seconds so that we're caught up for the draft picks. Have you felt this level to be continued of certainty with the Steelers, of uncertainty with the Steelers ever? Yes, Tom. I actually was thinking about this today. Remember when it was like a lock that we were going to draft Malik Willis and we ended up drafting Kenny Pickett in the first round? That was 2 years ago. Is that the right guy? Malik Willis, the quarterback went to the Titans. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the big rumor. Last year, I don't remember ever hearing Troy Fountain of Youth's name one time before the draft. What is this jackassery that's going on the stage here?
This is it. This is so great. They've got like everything. They've all got bikes, and then they were to have kids assigned to each bike to hold it.
But not trusting them to hold it on their own. Have an adult assigned to each kid who's bike holding.
Yes. Oh, you're still counting. Someone going through the crowd. 2, 3.
You need to pause it for 2 seconds.
I did.
One more. 1 second.
I did it. They just showed the shot of the blimp.
Yeah, I'm blimp shot. And it will cut right.
Still going from the blimp.
Right now.
Okay, close enough.
Good.
Yeah,
you know who has the first 3 picks?
Look at this. Who's picking first?
Titans, Browns, Giants.
TBG.
The old
Oh, they got surprises. You hear that?
Yeah. Yeah. So you've got 100,000 people that show 125,000 people that show up, like, that's a lot of pressure to do something. So they're
It is
gonna
a
blow it. They're
drug.
gonna do yeah, it is. I mean,
They
I
can
think
do
we're gonna
whatever they
look
want.
back in years and be like, "Can you believe that
Yeah.
125,000 people went live to watch people's names be called?"
Yes, I know.
This is
It
insane.
is a they will civilizations.
They got Wheezy there.
Why is he
Wheezy
there?
F. Why wouldn't
Is
he
he
be
from
there?
Green
No, it's from Louisiana, New Orleans. All right,
Uh-oh.
so add to your playlist a Lil Wayne song.
Oh boy, you hear this? All right.
I like that.
I wouldn't have put it past him to be like actually just talking to him.
What?
He said he got off the phone with the president.
Oh,
The president said,
I didn't hear that tee up.
yeah.
I think we're gonna have a hard time determining if the people that are shown on camera are from the pen or not.
I don't think so. I think you'll know. They're going to focus mostly on the pen people, the double P's. There's a reason they selected them.
They already said they're taking Cam Ward, I think. Rich, what's the
There we
tape
go.
tell you on Cam Ward?
These guys. I know nothing about any of these players.
Yeah, I
I
know
didn't watch
less
hardly
less
any
than you.
college football.
Yeah, I never
Every
have
year,
gotten into
you
college
watch
football.
less and less.
Yeah, like I can't do it. I'm at capacity with the NFL. I can't follow more. I mean, I know who Travis
man,
Hunter is.
yeah, of
'Cause
course.
he won the Heisman, and he plays.
And
And he
I've
wants to play
actually
both
went to a Penn
ways.
State game. I've seen that. So I've seen that guy play. And Penn State has a really good tight end too.
What was your since you've seen him play live? What were your thoughts on his prospects in the NFL? Rich?
He plays football. He's a
Does he?
football player. If you can envision a football, look at all the people in Lambeau. They're not even at the draft. It's behind them. What are they watching? The scoreboard.
I have a big screen set up. Yeah, scoreboard.
Like at some point, the viewing experience is worse than if you were just at home, right? I mean, you could just go at home. If
So
you're not actually
they've
at the
got
draft.
it seems like they're going to make it like a concert.
I'm telling you, they're going to play September. They're going to play Sweet Caroline.
So if it's the same band that did the national anthem, those songs would be tough to pull off.
Don't worry about it.
You think they're you
They-
think it's
you think they
multiple-
hire
multiple
bands that-
bands?
They're the best band. They got hired by the
Which,
NFL.
or,
draft.
Tommy says Cam Ward is minus 500 go to Titans. Yeah. So this first pick doesn't have much intrigue. Oh, I also love the war room shots with all the
Look at all these
backslapping.
people in suits and ties.
How many of these people do you think are contributing?
Zero.
What do you mean?
There's one guy.
You think it's one dude? GM?
Oh, he's on the phone. Here are the three. These guys. Come on, guys. Let's bring the energy up.
What's that hand
guys.
motion?
You're on the clock.
Is that oil? Is that like oil spurting out of a well? He's doing it too.
Ooh, like an elephant.
It's in a, yeah, elephant, like a maybe elephant. Like ah.
If
Is
Sugar
Tommy-
Sanders,
is Shadur Sanders any good? I've read a little bit about him. They're talking about right now.
that looked like a good throw.
That wasn't him though, was it?
Yeah. He played for Jackson State when Dion was coach there.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Then he went to Colorado.
I mean, that pass didn't look great. Like you don't throw that pass in the NFL.
Yeah. I mean,
That was a nice throw.
that's a beautiful throw.
Touchdown.
I think what's surprising about him, just because of who his dad is like he's not a great athlete, or he's not like
Excuse me.
speedy kind of big arm, super talent, like his dad was. Like his dad was such a freak. His dad is like maybe the best NFL player ever.
Right. He was like a super. I mean, he played both ways, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't. How many
Yeah.
people can say that?
Yeah. People are saying Travis Hunter's insane for wanting to do that. That's a great throw too.
I don't know, man. I feel like those are the ones that just.
Yeah.
You throw that. What's Mel Kiper saying?
Good things.
Yapping in my ear. I can't.
Sorry.
Jabbering. You gotta be accurate. Gotta make great decisions in the next level.
How long would it take for us to get taken down if I shared my screen and put this in the?
I don't know. Titans Draft Room brought to you by Amazon Pharmacy. The ticker.
Yeah. The Courtyard by Marriott draft clock.
Courtyard by Marriott draft ticker. Everything. There's no stone left unturned by the NFL.
No. Good for them. They should take advantage of this.
Look, I agree. It's fascinating.
Is Mahomes going to get drafted this year? He looks great.
They're showing plays from the Super Bowl? Okay.
Yeah, they're like, hey, if Patrick Mahomes can do this and this guy did it in college, then he's probably as good as Patrick Mahomes. Who is this person?
That's Cam Ward.
Oh, that's Cam Ward. Okay.
He's the Patrick Mahomes of college football.
I'm picking up on that. Because what you're going to see here is Patrick Mahomes also threw a touchdown. Right?
It's just a comparison. Cannot
promise you he's going to be Patrick Mahomes, but if you look at these plays, it's likely. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
It's probably
kill the messenger.
Yeah.
So what do you get from Chick-fil-A?
Tonight I went with 3 chicken strips. It's doesn't sound like it's gonna be enough, and when you get it, it's not very big, but it's always just right. It's like not if you're gonna eat fast food, it doesn't make you feel like insanely sick afterwards because it's just a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I get the lemonade, and that is what pushes you over the edge. Their lemonade is really good. Have you ever had it before?
Yeah.
The Chick-fil-A lemonade?
I'm sure I have, but I can't.
It's remarkable. You would. It's memorable.
The pick is in. What's the band playing?
Oh, is that September? No. Sounds like original music.
Yeah, they're definitely going to play that Moulin Rouge song. They got the lineup. It's 2 female vocalists and a male vocalist. So they can play everything. Definitely a keyboard in there.
Mel Kiper says. Cameron Ward.
Cameron. Call him by his legal name.
Cameron.
His government name.
You see that
good for him.
Rudolph has a goatee now?
Look at these green rooms, man. They're huge. Look at that. Looks like a Pier 1 Imports.
It does look like a Pier 1 Imports. Looks like a
Horns Furniture Center.
Yeah. That's really weird to have like those couch setups because it looks better on camera and you like picture people in their living room. So they built a bunch of mini living rooms for all these players.
With like minimal division between all of them. Just area rugs that define the space.
I'm just hanging out here in my living room.
like how those meetings, it's like, okay, there's someone who's in charge of just the green room furnishings.
What do people love?
Like, listen,
Seeing draft
do we
picks
have
in
a
their living
supplier?
room.
Yeah, no, we got one. They want to charge us $1,000 a leather couch. It's like, call them back. We're not doing more than 850. What is it? This isn't a share. You know, I'm happy to work with them, but under no
Right,
circumstance.
but this isn't my first time buying couches for a draft.
Renting couch.
Renting couches for a draft.
There's a Bud Light sign right there.
Have you ever dug into the jersey process for this? You know, because it used to just be they would give you the number 1 if you were the
Right.
first pick. No name on it, just Packers Titans number 1. And somewhere along the line, that's a game jersey. Like, it's ready to go.
Yeah,
It's got the little shorty sleeves and everything.
I know. I don't know how they do it. That maybe that's what takes so long from the time the pick goes in to whenever they can sew it.
Yeah.
Because you're right. It's like a perfect. It's not like they have one nameplate for all the jerseys. It's got to be the right colors.
Yeah.
Maybe they have one for like all those guys for every team. Just all the people who are there. And then they just throw that on.
Yeah, I guess that wouldn't be too hard. There's like 8 people there. Seriously, there are probably like 15 players there.
You see how many area rugs are in there?
I really do think it's only like 15 guys.
Yeah. So 15 times 30. I mean, you know, you can't cut court. You don't want to be in that like situation where the team trades up and all of a sudden.
Do you think that the equipment manager goes to the head coach like a day before the draft or the day of, and he's like, "Hey, coach, if you could give us just any kind of hint as to what direction you're going, it would save us a lot of time." And the coach isn't telling the equipment manager, no way.
Are you thinking a team in the reds or blues or more green and orange palette?
Well, no, the coach would know what color his team is. You just don't know which player he's going to pick.
Oh, right. Yeah, right. Do you think that? Yeah, it's the different. I'm thinking of it.
Coach knows his own jersey. They figured out which team jersey ahead of time. It's just the player that's the variable.
It'd be easier if we could just do the white jersey instead of the home jersey.
Yeah. Oh wait, there was just a trade. Did you see that?
Jacksonville's still on the clock.
Wait, Jacksonville shouldn't be on the clock. They're not picking until 5th.
Oh, I guess they traded up that. There it is.
They get a 2nd, 4th, and a 6th.
So Browns moved back and picked up
they get a 1st round pick next year.
They got a
2nd and 4th this year. Holy shit.
In the 1st for next year?
But the Jaguars get all their picks or 3 of their picks this year.
No, they just traded every pick in this 1st, 2nd, and 4th rounded, but they got a 1st rounder to move back 3 spots.
Yeah.
Next year.
The Browns gave up their 2nd, 4th, and 6th pick this year.
No.
Yeah, they did.
They traded all of those picks with
the Jaguars. It said Jaguars receive. Yeah. The Browns traded away their 2nd, 4th, and 6th pick this year. It was confusing the way they graphicked it, but the Jags got.
Maybe I wasn't catching. So they now no longer have a 2nd or a 4th
or a 6th. The Browns
or 6th this year,
and the Jags slid into the 2nd spot now, and they also got, they gave up their 1st rounder next year and other picks. That's a huge price, right? Or no?
I don't know. I don't want to stop my stream, but I'm gonna check it out on another.
Yeah. Figure that out.
Let's see.
It's a huge deal. It's like a lot of action right away. Tommy, if you're still with us, weigh in on who got the better of that trade because we are struggling to figure it out. So they really want Travis Hunter. That's it. It's great for the Steelers. Who wants to see Travis Hunter in our division?
Okay. All right. Straight from the Browns website.
Yeah.
Cleveland traded the 2nd overall pick.
Yep.
As well as the 104th overall pick in the 4th round and 200th overall pick in the 6th round to Jacksonville for the 5th pick. So they traded firsts. The 36th pick in the 2nd round and the 4th rounder. So they basically they switched firsts. They switched 4ths.
I got bad news. I wasn't paying attention. I'm going to need you to double back.
So they traded 1st round picks. They each still have one.
Browns go to 6. Jags 2nd.
5.
All right,
5.
Here comes the pick. 5, sorry.
Now we gotta talk about the troops.
Who's this very nervous guy? Also, we need to talk about the outfit choices.
Yeah, I like these. I don't wear t-shirts under my blazers to work, but I like that look.
If you look like him, it looks great.
Yeah.
Like if you built like an Adonis. Yeah. Also that he can't find a collared shirt to fit him. Did you see Travis Hunter's fuchsia jacket with no shirt underneath?
Oh, he's not wearing a shirt. I didn't notice that part.
I don't think so. I also think he looks great. It's a wild choice. Not all of them.
Okay. Here we go. They traded the 2nd for the 5th. They exchanged those picks. They traded the 104th for the 126th. They just traded those picks. Those are both in the 4th round.
And the Browns got the Jags got the better of that.
Hold on.
They moved up.
And then the Browns traded them the 200th pick in the 6th round. And the Jags gave them the 120, their 4th rounder and the next year's. So they turned a 6th rounder into a 4th rounder and picked up a 1st rounder next year. Threw back 3 spots in the 1st round.
I know, that's crazy. I mean, I guess it's because Travis Hunter is that special, right? So someone fell in love with him, and
it can't be anybody else, right? This is a lot of pressure to read off the details. Well, I guess
he's not going into the details. He doesn't know what year it is. Yeah, there it is. But no, he's got a black shirt on underneath, indistinguishable from his skin. I would have liked it better with no shirt underneath, but he still looks awesome. And look at him. I love look at his family. He's like, oh yeah.
Jacksonville, though, man. How excited can he be to live in Jacksonville?
Dude, way more than fucking Cleveland. He just got the deal. He's living in Florida now.
That's true.
Instead of the worst friend, instead of going to have Kenny Pickett throw to you.
Yeah, that's right. They don't have anyone playing quarterback, do they?
They got Kung Fu Kenny. What else do you need?
They get K-Pick. Love the walkouts. See, look at all the lighting they got in there.
Yeah.
Dynamic lighting.
Great. It's good dynamic lighting. Bubbles. I like the bubbles.
Well, we've got the hat here for you.
Oh yeah.
We've laid out the hat.
Brought to you by New Era.
Man here showing you the hat.
The New Era rep.
Look at the Jags fans. Here they go. They're going to go nuts.
Look at him go.
He's enjoyed it.
As you should, man. You know how hard this man has worked.
Look at those Bud Light signs right under the lights.
He's worked like arguably harder than anyone who's ever stood on this stage. Playing every snap.
Travis Hunter, Roger Goodell.
Both of them.
He was literally the number 1 ranked high school player when he came out, and he went to Jackson State. Yeah, he was
at Jackson. That's right. He was at Jackson State with Dion and Shadur.
All of them.
And they both came to Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, there he is.
You think he's as good as which position do you think he's better at?
I don't know. I haven't watched nearly enough, but I mean, That looked pretty impressive.
I
He's not a
think,
big guy.
from what I understand, he's he's a better defensive back. Man, look at that. Holy shit. Who are they playing there?
Well, let's see. Here's some. I mean,
What does Jackson State FCS in parentheses mean?
football championship series.
Mm.
They're like Division I AA.
Gotcha.
And I think they were even. So that's a historically black college.
Yeah.
HBCU.
Yeah. Hold on, I want to hear what Mel says. Oh my God.
That was
That
impressive.
was a hell of a play. Yeah.
Did won the Heisman, right? Like it's hard to be
Yeah.
like, he's
Yeah.
overrated. Stop.
Not all Heisman winners pan out.
He plays a lot. Like everything I read about him, which is not a lot, but I read an article and it's like he doesn't party. Like he goes home and after practices in the night and just plays video games on Twitch.
Love it.
Yeah.
He's a professional. Oh, that's
Okay.
love that. Good for
Yeah.
him. He's probably
Good-
happy as hell,
good
man.
insight.
You think Cleveland wouldn't fuck him up?
Hey, you're probably right. I'm just thinking how unappealing Jacksonville is as a city.
Never been there, but I can't imagine it's great. It's still Florida, though.
It's like the
still
funniest
warm.
city. It's the funniest city with an NFL team.
I got the list up in front.
Funnier
of me.
than
It's
like
up there.
Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Yeah, Indianapolis should have a football team.
It's Midwest.
Arizona is silly, but it's a
West or
big
north.
city. So,
Makes sense.
know. What'd you say?
Anything in the Midwest or the North,
Yeah,
is reasonable.
you know, I think you might be right. Well, Las Vegas, but that's new. So,
That's
Of
just
course
so.
it's
It's
gonna
not
feel
even
funny.
funny. It's just corny.
yeah, it's just like, yeah,
It's just a
Jacksonville.
tourist.
There's no reason that Jacksonville needs a football team. None.
How did they pick Jacksonville? What were the other
Yeah.
cities?
I mean,
Jacksonville
Tampa,
and Charlotte.
Charlotte. Yeah,
It's a
Charlotte's a dumb city to have professional teams. I'm sick of that too. I mean, Tampa Bay, like Florida professional sports teams are weird. You got 2 in Tampa Bay. You've got the Orlando fucking Magic. You've got
Yeah.
the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Florida
You've
Panthers.
got Florida Panthers.
Hockey.
Oh yeah, Florida Panthers hockey, and then you've got is
Tampa
that
Bay.
it?
You said that.
I said that, yeah.
Well, it's 3.
that's
No,
it,
that's
right?
3 teams.
But like 2 in Tampa Bay, 1 in Orlando.
3 in Tampa
where-
Bay.
Where do the Florida Panthers play? Ooh, Giants, Abdul Carter.
All business.
Next up is the Patriots, then the fucking
That
Browns.
Adidas necklace.
Let me see. Oh shit. My man, do you think that it's clear who he'll have an endorsement deal with?
Yeah, right. His dad.
His dad
Whoever
did
that
that
was.
one for him.
The shot. I love this. I love the
Yeah.
Pier 1 imports.
Dude, there's some of them are right next to each other.
They're all right next to each other.
No, there's like a hallway between some of them, but
Yeah.
others, see, like there's 2 couches like that.
Yeah. And a lot of them
two
are
groups?
empty.
Yeah, a lot of them are empty. Well, Travis
Where's
Hunter
the-
doesn't need
there's
it
like the-
anymore.
I wonder what the refreshments and app. I'm sure there's heavy apps, right?
Oh, listen to this.
What's that?
I'm looking at the draft order. Dude, this guy looks like a certified fucking badass.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, Tom.
there's
You've been
What did he say? Oh, I can't. I've got my screen pulled down so I can see the draft.
yeah,
order.
me too.
Wait, Browns didn't draft Travis
Catching
Hunter. No,
up with-
dude, they fucking traded. Yeah.
Yeah. We're catching up.
Just dodged. That's a bullet. I said the same thing, Tommy. All right, so listen to this. Above the draft order, there's a couple of notes. One, the San Francisco 49ers forfeited their 2025 fifth-round pick due to administrative payroll accounting error from the 2022 league year.
How do you decide which pick is penance enough for the accounting error that occurred 3 seasons ago?
Well, what do you think a payroll accounting error is code for?
I'd love. Those are the things I want to know more about.
Yeah,
I don't care about how many techniques Abdul Carter is.
I don't need Mel Kiper to show me that someone also made a throw like Patrick Mahomes, so he's also probably Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
I want him talking about.
Tell me about the accounting department of the 49ers.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, that's our angle.
The Atlanta Falcons forfeited their 2025 fifth-round pick as well after the NFL found the team violated the league's anti-tampering policy in the signing of 3 free agents during the 2024 offseason.
That's probably worth it.
I would agree. That seems like that payroll accounting error, there's something interesting there.
It was worse.
Especially because it was from 2022.
You got to jump on signing 3 free agents and you the same pick from a payroll accounting error
from 3 years ago.
Right.
So like who's auditing the financials that like they found something out and then went back and audited. That's what happened.
Payroll accounting error.
Yeah, get to the bottom of this, Richard.
Okay. And a later fourth. Well, this happened. Hold on.
What? I'll keep the fans entertained while you research.
Yeah.
Abdul Carter, certified badass. Rich is going to talk about his technique here soon.
All right, here we go. The website I'm referencing here is called CPA Practice Advisor. So you know it's legit.
Did you Google NFL payroll accounting error? Or are you just
San Francisco 49ers? This is from last year. This is March 2024. The San Francisco 49ers will pick a little later in the 4th round this year and will forfeit a 5th round selection in the 2025 NFL draft after being penalized for payroll accounting errors at the close. Punishment amounts to a slap on the wrist. The action, this is a quote, the action from NFL spokesman Brian McCarthy. Yeah, this action resulted from a league review that found administrative payroll accounting errors at the close of 2022 league year that resulted in a misreporting of the club's cumulative player compensation.
So salary cap.
Well, Brian McCarthy continues. The NFL determined that the club would have remained under the salary cap at all times, regardless of the error, and there was no intent to circumvent the cap. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, I don't know if I'm buying that.
Yeah, I don't buy that, Brian. That's it.
So that's it. So they went over the salary. They signed players that put them over the salary cap, and they forfeited. They moved back in the 4th round last year, and they lost the 5th. I would actually argue that that's I guess it said it's a slap on the wrist, but do you feel
they lost the 5th round pick?
But do you feel like you understand the value of draft picks in the modern NFL when you're referring to trades?
Yes.
So like sometimes I hear people talking about George Pickens is a great example. And people talk about like what should the Steelers accept for George Pickens in a trade? And some people are like, I'd take a 3rd or 4th rounder. And I think to myself, how could that be possible? Like George Pickens should be a 2nd rounder, maybe a 1st rounder, but not really. Because like a 1st rounder, like how many players in the NFL could you trade straight up for a 1st round pick in the calendar year?
Very
I
few.
feel like that's what I'm saying. So the value of the 1st round pick is massive. 2nd round picks, you don't. How many players do you think could be traded for a 2nd rounder? I don't think there's many either. I would say
more, certainly more, right? Obviously, but
think of it like fantasy football terms, like 50 players.
I think the issue is the cost of that player matters so much in that determination.
Oh, in the equation? Yeah. Well, it certainly matters the further you go up this list. But like my point being, a second and first round pick is nearly untouchable in the league. A first round pick is nearly untouchable. A second round pick, very hard to get. Third round pick, I think you start. It seems like there's a pretty big drop off between second and third, bigger than the drop off between first and second.
My and first round picks are not created equal, right? If you want a quarterback, you need to be picking in the first, and you want a quarterback who's worth being picked first or whatever, you got to be in like the first 5 picks.
I would say the first 10, but yeah.
And you're now fighting with teams who also need those, who are actually picking there and need those players.
There's usually like 3 quarterbacks a year worth drafting.
Yeah, in the first round.
They usually go in the first round, but they didn't like the year we took Kenny Pickett. He was the only first rounder.
I know. And see how that turned out. You shouldn't be drafting a quarterback if you're picking 24th in the first round. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. No question about it. So then like a fourth rounder, I wonder how, I guess what I'm saying is like, I'd like to hear a conversation between NFL GMs to hear how much they fret and expect back, like how much they worry about giving up a fourth round pick and that fourth round pick turning into something. And like, if they're like, oh, fourth rounder, I don't know. Or if they're just like 5th, 6th, 4th, who gives a shit? Like trade him, whatever we can get.
Gold jacket.
It seems to me like they treat these draft picks as so precious, even though they succeed so rarely.
I think. Let's see.
Who? Oh yeah, give me the fat white guys in the pinstriped green, emerald green suit.
I worked with a guy who is kind of he's a nice guy, but he was just
who dressed this poor kid?
Dude. I know that is not a good look.
It's like borderline between being really, really awesome and I love him, and
it doesn't
his attitude towards the suit. That's everything here.
Yeah. Again, I think you can dress guys who are 6'5" and 318 pounds better than that.
You can dress them better than that, but there's certainly a ceiling to it. But like, if he's funny, if he's like a funny dude, then I kind of like the outfit choice.
He's wearing it ironically.
Yeah, but not too ironically. Like he's having fun with it, but he's not like wanting you to laugh at him. He thinks he looks good. You know what I mean? I don't know. I've got a very specific vibe. Like I've got a very narrow vibe acceptance zone for this guy, and I'm hoping he sticks the landing.
Of all of the positions, certainly the offensive linemen are the hardest to make look great.
To look cool.
Yeah, just good.
Yeah, that's not the body that Tom Ford is thinking of when he's designing his suits.
That's right. I think they did it. Maybe it wasn't this year with the WNBA draft, but I was watching the nightly news last year, and they were talking about how for the first time, and this is when Caitlin Clark got picked, so there were a lot of eyes on the NBA draft or the WNBA draft, and they like all the big designers started dressing the players. It's like, yeah, they're all 6 feet tall,
right? Yeah,
athletic women. Like of course, this is like the perfect. They're all models, basically.
Yeah, they're all like they look like Olympian bodies.
Okay, so that name is not inside the nameplate. So what does that tell you?
Ooh,
see that?
Maybe this was a surprise. You know what I'm also going to pull up is
it's iron on
Mel Kiper's mock draft. I want to see how, because I think mock drafts are probably the dumbest thing on the internet.
There's like 50 people in that war room. Who gets a seat and who has to sit who gets a seat at a desk?
Yeah,
with a monitor.
Just like a corporate meeting when you're you got the row of chairs around behind the conference table. They don't get conference table space. They're just in the chairs
Right.
behind the table.
Yeah.
Love that.
Nowhere to set your drink.
Oh, dude, I've got to have ESPN Plus to know Mel Kiper's fucking draft prediction. Come on.
It's happening now. And the crowd goes wild to hear Will Campbell give his thoughts on being the 4th overall pick.
All right, so here's what we have so far. So far, the sporting news: Vinny Iyer has nailed it. 4 for 4.
He nailed the Travis Hunter trade.
Mm-mm.
Just that he was going number 2.
Just that he was going 2. So because I think mock drafts are so stupid, all week I've been commenting on people's. Oh, hold on, I want to see if this guy's cool. Sounds like Forrest Gump.
Yeah, this guy's not wearing the suit, ironically.
Yeah, don't like him. Okay, so Lieutenant Dan in Greenbow, Alabama. So I hate mock drafts, and I keep commenting on people's mock drafts on Twitter. And the one that was my favorite was I commented, none of these guys are even in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like,
do we even know? When's the last time they even played a football game?
Yeah. You guys aren't professional football players.
Sanction. Oh, okay. Making a statement with shirts.
Sanction girls flag.
Good to wear one. Look at all these people.
Oh, dude, packed. Those people are all pretty disappointed that they didn't get Travis Hunter right now.
That's at Lambeau. That's Lambeau Field, man.
Oh, that's not Cleveland Stadium?
What pick do you think they salute the troops? 10.
I'm surprised they haven't already. Okay, so Vinny Iyer did not have that one right, but in fairness, he didn't know that this would be the Cleveland Browns picking 5th. So I'm going to give him a pass, and he had Mason Graham going 6th.
No, they did not.
So now everyone's mock draft is fucked up, right? Because they did it by need,
5 picks.
Probably, right? So this guy had Ashton Jeanty, running back from Boise State, going to Jacksonville, and Mason Graham going to Las Vegas. Now, does Las Vegas draft another defensive tackle, or do they take the best available on Mel's big board?
Ashton Jeanty. That would put it back on track. Let's hope they do that.
That would put it back on track.
I'm sure that mock drafter hopes that happens.
Vinny Iyer is the guy you're referring to. Dude, even
stats
the
were
big
not off
board,
the charts. Bad sign from Mel Kiper.
I'm sick of this paywall nonsense.
You got it. You got a decision
big board.
First step. Quick hands.
Mel's big board had Mason Graham as number 3 after Hunter and Abdul Carter, and he has Ashton Jeanty. He had Cam Ward 6th, Ashton Jeanty 4th, and Shedeur Sanders 5th. And then your boy, the tight end from Penn State, is 7th.
We're getting close for Shedeur time.
There's talk that he could fall to the Steelers. There's a lot of talk that the Steelers are going to take him.
I haven't heard any of that talk.
Yeah, well, I'm telling it to you. And I would say that most Steeler fans are thinking Shedeur Sanders going into this draft.
How many of these people in this picture are now like, you guys want to go home? Like they're not going to pick for the Packers aren't going to pick for like another hour.
Yeah, what's the time in between picks?
10 minutes.
I mean, that's as short as they can make it.
It used to be 15.
I mean, that is lightning quick if you think about it. That is a made-for-TV draft schedule.
Yeah, well,
Think about it.
literally,
These guys have to, like, their
they drop.
livelihoods depend on this.
It used to be when the draft was for the boys, it was 15 in the first, 10 for the second round.
Yeah.
And then I think 5 for the remaining 3 through 7.
Dude, that's
and
a
they did
crazy short amount. That's like fantasy football timer.
15 minutes per pick.
Well, look,
4 picks an hour.
When you think about the stakes,
come on, man. It's not like you have 15 minutes and they now tell you who's able to be drafted.
I'm just saying that if I were the GM,
look at all these people.
And,
look at all these
things
people and
are
all these
going off the rails, I would want more than 10 minutes to make my pick.
No.
I guess you have to go into each pick with 3 people you're ready to pick.
Yeah. How many meetings do they
updating that list?
Look at all these people, and they have guys to just like.
You think 10 minutes is plenty of time for 40 people to coordinate and agree on something?
You've got to. Someone's got to be the decision maker. We've got to have a line. We have a chain of command. We know how we make. Here we go. There they are under the pavilion. Good energy.
That woman looks like she painted her face white. Doesn't she?
Well, come on, everybody.
She doing whiteface?
Come on, everybody. Let's see those smiles.
Where's the guy with the spiky shoulder pads and like it's Raiders?
Yeah, he's not getting a spot under the pavilion.
He probably didn't move to Vegas with the team. I would guess that hold on.
Oh,
we're back on track. This kid's incredible. I know him.
He's bowling ball.
How do you not know this guy? I've never seen him without his helmet and pads on. He looks like a star athlete.
He looks like he's kind of got the same build as Saquon. He's a little shorter, stockier.
Yeah, he's a lot. Yeah,
Maurice Jones-Drew,
significantly shorter. Yeah, Maurice Jones-Drew is a better comparison.
That's a good look.
I don't know who that guy is in the jacket, but he's hugged everybody who's been picked so far.
He's
the silver jacket.
He's got a good PR team. They're like, get in everything.
5'8.5", Rich. He's not 5'8".
Berman be like,
yeah, he seems bouncier than bumbling. He seems bouncier than Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah.
He's like a mix between Jones-Drew and like Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles was a little fucking tank, man.
He's a little dude.
But he was like a square. This guy's like a bit of a square too.
They always say that. Every time someone's 5'8", you can't even see him. You get behind these big guys, you can't even see him.
He gets behind these big guys. He gets behind these big people movers.
Oh, they got two guys doing that
guys
now.
And different guys.
What's the Raiders slogan on their hat? It takes a long time for these guys to get to the stage after the
way too long. How much pressure do you think that the NFL media team is putting on the NFL owners and Players Association to make the amount of time between each pick 2 minutes, like a fantasy football draft?
Yeah, right.
That's their.
Like, this is terrible. I want to do this. I remember, so the draft on a Saturday would start at noon.
Yeah, it was the best.
And I remember going to dinner with my family. I was home for some reason. Maybe I was in college and I was home or something. And we were at dinner So it was 7 or 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock probably, and the end of the first round was still occurring. You could see, I was watching it on TV at the bar of the restaurant before we sat down for dinner. 7 hours long.
Oh, you
That's
said
crazy.
starting at noon. Yeah. The first round, you mean?
The first round. It wasn't
Yeah.
even over.
Dude,
The
it
first
was
round was
all
this
weekend
into the
affair.
second round that night.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the best. And like you could just turn it on a Saturday, or did it go into Sunday, or did it end Saturday?
It had 2
Like, all day
days.
Saturday.
It was I think it was round 1, 2, and 3 on
Saturday and Sunday. Yeah.
Saturday, and then the rest of them were on Sunday, or maybe
you
it
would
was
just-
1 and 2, and then 3 through 7.
It would just be on in the background.
Right.
And
They
as
would
you
stop
went
like
about your
showing
life.
picks.
Yeah, they would just put him on the screen.
Yeah,
They
be like,
wouldn't
well,
let them out.
let's catch you up here. It's last 5 picks. Bunch of guys that might not even make the team.
Yeah.
There's only one nation. Okay. Raider Nation, I guess.
Would you like to know who Vinny Iyer said is coming next, since he's
Yeah.
pretty much batting 1,000?
Shador.
All right, he has
Right.
the Jets taking an offensive tackle named Armand Membu. Beast mode is taken. The next
Yeah.
best player on Mel's big board is Shadur Sanders.
Yeah.
But the Jets, do the Jets need a quarterback? Who's the Jets quarterback?
Aaron Rodgers.
No. He's a free agent.
Then it's nobody, right? They didn't pick any. They don't have anybody playing quarterback.
Well, I can find out. Let's
Is that
find
it?
out. I'm just trying to
Oh, is
see
that
if
what they're
they
watching? They're at
No, they
Lambeau
got
Field.
Justin Fields.
We are back
Duh.
there.
Bedoy.
All right. Well, it's a commercial. BRB.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna BRB too. I'm gonna get some ice cream.
Got to pay the bills. We got IBM and Dell Technologies.
Got myself ice cream bar.
Nice.
Yeah.
That 365 brand. These are
Honey
great.
Roasted peanuts. Nice. Debate and Manning. Ooh. Oh, I'm just saying they Debate and Manning got burned.
Peyton Manning? Are we watching the same? I don't think we're watching the same commercials.
I'm watching Peyton Manning be debating Manning in a nationwide commercial.
Oh, I think I took my earbuds out and it's paused the stream.
Better catch up.
Watching an ego.
All right, we're back.
All right. Yeah, I'm behind you.
Welcome back to the 2025 NFL Draft.
You got to hit pop. I'm 15 seconds behind you, and I can't go any farther.
I got you. Tell me when you're back. Are you back from commercial yet?
Jets pick is in. It just showed that thing.
Wait, I might be behind you. All right, now he's at the podium.
Nope, not yet.
All right, tell me when he gets to the podium.
I'll tell you when he gets to the podium. And they just cut to him at the podium now.
Yeah. Okay. New York Jets select Armand Membu. How close are we?
How's Armand not there?
What? Yeah, but this is what I want to see. I want to see people's actual living. Look at the person next to him.
Now that's a good. So someone just handed him a hat. I assume it's a what? Who did he just drafted him?
Jets.
Whoever just drafted him.
Jets.
The Jets. I assume. Do they have all 32 hats? Did the NFL send them all 32 hats?
That's a great question.
Every team, right? Because you want to have the hat, not just a Jets hat. It's got to be the hat.
Yeah, I would assume that the hat manufacturer, it's very much worth their while to do that.
All 32 teams.
Yeah, that's nothing.
How big is that box?
The big box. Then you can fold them down. It wouldn't be too big.
Yeah, and they nest pretty well.
They nest. So and that's like a $32 outlay for these people.
Yeah, that's no big deal. You have that.
Vinny Ireland nailed that one too.
Yeah, who's
I
that
didn't
guy?
think anybody got mock drafts correctly. This guy's nailing this.
Yeah. What's that guy's name?
Vinny. His name is Vinny, and his last name is Iyer.
Yeah, good stage name. Vinny Iyer.
This is what I like to see.
Oh, here we go.
Paul Tagliabue. There you go. They wanted Warren Sapp. Oh, whoops.
Oh. They didn't show all the bad ones.
It's kind of
there were a
fucked
couple
up.
that they like drafted a fullback. See? They're all like, yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah. We'll do it. We got these good seats.
Yeah, like you're right.
Understanding.
Real Jets fans would have no reason for optimism in this occasion. They know their team better than to get excited about an offensive lineman.
They did one pick. They're going to a commercial again.
Yeah, what the fuck? In fairness, I don't think they cut a commercial for the first 5 picks.
Well, they're making up for lost time.
Yeah, they certainly are.
Showing good year. Official tire of the NFL draft.
The more I watch it, yeah. The more I watch this, the less I want to go next year in Pittsburgh.
I think it'd be funny to walk around. I don't want to like pay attention to the draft. I think it'd be funny it'd be great to do man on the street sort of.
I would argue there's no better single event in sports history that's better to do man on the street interviews.
Right.
100,000 World Cup Yinzers.
Yeah, let's just assume it's a gorgeous day. High 70s. There'd be 300,000 people.
Yeah, it really might be. Which is like pretty much the population of Pittsburgh.
Everybody. I assume they'll have it at AE, or where will they do it?
No, they'll do it at the Point.
The Point.
They have to, right?
Not state.
Unless
that makes sense.
Unless they set up a stage in the parking lot between Heinz Field and PNC Park.
I don't think there's that much space there anymore, though.
Yeah, they're really
got all kinds of shit.
Well,
then
you'd have stage AE, which is kind of like outdoor.
Yeah, but that's not big enough.
No. You wouldn't. You would like open it up. I feel like they can open up the back of that. Maybe I'm wrong. So it's almost like partially exposed. So
I
it
think
would
you
work
can
really
have
well.
what they have with the pavilion there at Stage AE, but I don't know if you can fit another 100,000 people who can then see the stage behind it. You know what I mean?
Could you do that at the point?
I think you could. That's the only place I can think of.
Unobstructed? I don't know. It's a good question.
Shenley
I mean,
Park.
yeah, I guess you could do that. Frick Park. If you did it in front of the stadium with the stage with its back to the front of the stadium, and then people could spill, like there's like buildings there and shit now, but then you also have Stage AE that you can use as a stage for a
Yeah.
band. But you're right. I don't know. I was just there. I went to Skeen's bobblehead day at PNC Park.
Nice.
Yeah. Did you see that they only were giving Skeen's Rookie of the Year bobbleheads to the first 20,000 fans, and there were people lined up across the Clemente Bridge to get their bobblehead, and then they announced during the game that everyone in attendance is getting a bobblehead. So I didn't get there. I got there half hour before game time, and I didn't have a shot at one. And so we got a voucher that with very unclear instructions on how to get this bobblehead. So I went with my sisters and my brother-in-law, and I brought Sloan too, which was cool. I got it like fun pictures with her. But I told my sisters like the Pirates will probably win a World Series before we ever see that fucking Paul Skeens bobblehead. Did you see the thing with the Bucko bricks?
No. What's
Oh my god, you know what I'm talking about? The Bucko bricks that people could pay. That
you can
people
buy
pay
and get your
for.
name put on a brick
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. They found them all in a recycling facility somewhere.
All right, I'm timing it.
Okay. Now, Vinny Eiler did not have him going until 12th to the Cowboys.
He didn't have Tetaroa McMillan.
Yeah,
What a name, by the way.
Tetaroa.
That is a Madden auto-generated
I don't
franchise
think
name.
Madden can get that creative.
Tetaroa McMillan.
I love the color of that suit. It's like an indigo.
He must have thought he was going to who did this guy have him going to? The Vikings?
He had Testarossa McMasters going to the Cowboys at 12.
Okay.
And
Man, they got Lowe's signs in there. Dude, everything is branded. Everything is branded.
I know.
It's
That's the
so
NFL,
great.
dude. That's the NFL.
That guy.
He was Mel Kiper's third best pass catcher after Travis Hunter and Matthew Golden, who hasn't been picked yet.
Matthew Golden's got to be beside himself.
He probably is. He's probably, I don't know if he's there or not. Let me see.
He's not even to the stage yet. New Orleans has only three. They have 3 minutes left.
Vinny, for the record, you want to know who Vinny Iyer has the Steelers taking?
Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders. That got an eyebrow raise from Rich.
We'll see. I'd be cool with it. I mean, who cares, right? I don't know. Be interesting. It's one of those things where like he's so hyped that he almost could be underrated. Everyone thinks like he, you know what I mean? I don't know how to say that.
Like a Puka Nacua?
No, there's so much press around Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this receiver. Go ahead. Yeah.
No. I'm talking about Shedeur. Like he's such a name
Yeah.
that he might actually be underrated.
That's right. I was thinking about that too. Like he's like a Bronny James situation, right? No one knows how good Bronny James actually is. He'd have to be the best player ever for anyone to admit that he's great.
Okay. And from the time Roger Goodell called his name to the time he got the DAP.
So name the DAP. I can't see it. It's the background blur.
2 minutes and 21 seconds.
It doesn't sound as long as it feels, but it is a long time. Like
that's a long time.
So is the other team on the clock already? Oh, the pick is in already. Never mind. So the Saints have already made their pick
before he even got to the stage.
Did they really?
Yeah. And they only had 3 minutes left when the pick came in.
They had the Saints going edge. Vinny Iyer has the Saints going edge. Michael Williams. Michael Williams, maybe? Mykel? Michael? I'm going to say it's Michael. Dude, Lawrence Taylor's let himself go.
So, like, what team would pick a quarterback?
Well, that's why they think Shedeur can go to 21.
Is it 21? Is the Steelers?
There are. So, according to Vinny Iyer, there are no quarterbacks going until Shedeur.
And what pick do the Steelers have?
21. Mel Kiper's has Shedeur as the number 1 quarterback.
Over Cam Ward.
Over Cam Ward. And the 5th overall best player. Ahead of Cam Ward.
You know that Mel Kiper knows what he's talking about. He wouldn't be around
Will Campbell.
so long. And Mel Kiper knows he knows.
Well, let's find out. We got to see Mel Kiper's 2024
N4LO
big board.
All right, Verizon Business Player Connections. Look at that. Don't tell me Archie Manning would make an NFL team this year in today's day. Look at that. Look at this. Look how he holds the football. It's like a 5-year-old.
Okay, so do you want to hear Mel Kiper's big board from last year to see how
New Orleans Saints? They are raising awareness for autism. It was the girls flag football and the Browns. Brought to you by Amazon Pharmacy.
Mel Kiper had Caleb Williams 1 last year, Jaden Daniels 2, Marvin Harrison 3, Rome Odunze, then Neighbors, then Drake May, then Brock Bowers, then Alt Turner and Troy Faltanu. So he did pretty well last year, I guess is what I'm saying.
I think the first 3 picks are usually pretty easy.
Yeah.
You could pretty much nail those.
Ooh. Vinny Iyer had him going 13 to the Dolphins.
See, look how excited those fans are. Yeah. Kelvin Banks Jr.
Look at him. Look at I love the crazy like aunts and cousins in the back. They always go nuts.
Everyone's getting in on it.
Why not?
There's a baby there. That's
his
baby.
baby.
It's probably his baby.
Definitely his baby. Sitting right next to him. Look at this woman's off-brand NFL draft. The pick is in shirt.
It's not an NFL draft. It's just a draft 2005. It just says draft. She's getting a letter.
Yeah.
She's getting a letter about that one.
What's crazy is that she knew enough not to put NFL on it.
Yeah.
So this was thought through.
Yeah.
I'm transferring my 401ks over to my Morgan Stanley guy.
Yeah.
So I have 2 of them sitting in checks that just came in the mail. It's weird to have like a good chunk of your wealth just sitting in a check.
I've done that. I've never gotten a check.
Yeah, that's the way that Fidelity had to do it.
No, they don't.
Some will just transfer it. Others send you a check. But I was collecting 401ks. Yeah, it is. I had to do it with I had 4 different 401ks. 2 of them did it automatically.
Into an IRA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done it through Fidelity, and I've never had to.
Maybe just because of the like different employee sponsored plans have different rules. I mean, I very much tried to get them to do it digitally. You think I wanted to fucking usher these checks around? Yeah, he may need a quarterback.
The Bears? Is that who they said?
No, they're talking about Kelvin
Oh,
Banks
Saints.
Jr. still. The Bears, this is where your Vinny Eiler thinks that they're going to take Tyler Warren out of Penn State. It'd be a nice weapon for Caleb Williams.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, schedule release. Look at these dressed up.
Yeah, go ahead. Dressed up what, Rich?
Dressed up women.
Who are these people?
This is the commercial for the NFL schedule release. Oh my God, this is
This was a poor choice on behalf of the NFL. I'm just gonna say it.
like it's not open mic night, all right? This isn't like a stand-up routine.
They could have handled this part better.
I assume these are hosts on the NFL Network, maybe. Like these are household names. Give us a teaser.
Booked. So, and Carrie Underwood was busy re-recording the Sunday Night song, so they had to get these two.
Champagne and whoa.
Is Shador there?
They showed a couch that he was supposed. They cut to where he was supposed to be sitting, and he wasn't sitting there.
All right, I got you.
But I don't think he's there. I think he's.
Yes, he's expected to be at the 2025 draft.
Oh, okay.
But like, if you
they are really dragging this out.
If you're reading Vinny Eiler's mock draft and you're not coming up till 21, are you going? Even if you said you
no.
Fuck no. I'm not sitting there for 21 picks while I'm number one on Mel's big board.
Okay. And the crowd goes wild. I can't believe they did that before the salute the troops.
Should I pull up an AI and have it start predicting picks?
Yeah. I don't want to hear it though. Just have it text. Read it.
Have it what?
I don't want to hear it talking.
No, it's I'm not using the speak to Grok. You really didn't care for that, huh?
I don't like being forced to hear it. Let's put it that way.
Help me with the prompt. So predict the next pick in the 2025 NFL draft by
Chicago Bears. Hurry up. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you got to do the in memoriam. Steve.
Oh. It's predicting Shador. Oh no, it's behind. Okay, I caught it up. It predicts Tyler Warren, Penn State.
Are we talking about? Oh, it's the 50th anniversary of Walter Payton's draft selection.
Who cares?
They turned the death of a guy into a celebration of Walter Payton's 50th anniversary draft selection.
I mean, in Chicago, I understand.
Right.
In Green Bay,
they'd be like,
rival, like the guy opened up this whole thing by saying Bears suck.
Anyway, back to the come on out, Tyler.
Oh, they took a tight end. The AI is wrong. He grew up on a farm. Rich, He is not in Vinny Eiler's first round.
What do the Bears know?
Now let's see if he's in pass catchers.
Slapping hands.
He is not.
Hey, we're wearing shirts and ties. in the war room.
He's Mel Kiper's second best.
Tight end.
Second best tight end, yeah. And he has 12th in parentheses afterwards. So maybe he's the 12th best player. So maybe not that big of a reach. Oh no, I'm sorry. Vinny Eiler had him going number 14.
Okay.
So not that crazy.
You look pretty fast for a tight end.
Picked in already.
He looks like a wide receiver more. Not a blocking tight end.
You don't see many of those anymore.
And they block there.
Okay. This AI sucks. It said Kelvin Banks, but wasn't he already taken?
Yeah. Fake news.
Okay, now
All right.
AI says James Pierce. Vinny Eiler says Walter Nolan.
And the people are leaving. Headed to
they?
the exits. Yeah.
Are they really? Wait,
Some
I don't
people
think the Packers even have a first round pick.
Is that
Oh,
right?
Yeah, they do. No, they do. 23.
Listen, if you're in the front office of the Packers, you got to make sure you have a first round pick. I don't care if it's number 32.
Yeah,
You trade up.
Pick. Yeah.
Before the day. Oh my God. Look at that house.
Oh,
Look at
Peter Schrager accurately.
Are you looking at this?
pick
Are you seeing this?
with all the deer head? Colston Loveland. Yeah, I grew up on this farm. It looks like he grew up on a ranch, not a farm.
Those were not Hillary voters.
Yeah. They also didn't look like they were it looked ranch rich.
Oh yeah. That's right.
So I think Schrager has nailed it so far. Genty went to the Jags, right? Yeah. And then
No. The Jags took Travis.
I'm sorry. Where did Genty go? Did he go to the Browns?
The Raiders?
5?
The Raiders.
Raiders picked 6. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Okay, so Schrager doesn't know shit either.
Just watch the now unbranded ticker at the bottom of the screen.
By the way, Peter Schrager also has the Steelers taking Shedeur Sanders. I hope they do, just because, what would be more fun than that? Right? And, all of a sudden, the Steelers used to always pick the most boring draft picks. Never an exciting name. And now it's all flash and excitement.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett, the story coming from Pittsburgh. I guess last year they finally got logical and took an offensive lineman. But it felt like they've changed their ways.
Shedeur Sanders and Mason Rudolph in the quarterback room.
There can't be a less Pittsburgh Steelers pick than Shedeur Sanders.
Right. I agree with that.
But I think Mike Tomlin is an ego. You've heard me say this before. I think he's an egoist. I think he's like an egomaniac. And I think he's a great coach that has gone unchecked for too long. And I think if you walk into that Steelers facility, he's the closest thing to God.
Yes.
And I think that he's lost all ability to make rational decisions. And so he wants someone like Shedeur Sanders to prove to the league, I'm going to make Kenny Pickett a franchise quarterback. I'm going to make Shedeur Sanders. I'm the one guy who can make George Pickens work. I don't need to trade him away. That kind of shit. I'm going to keep Cam Hayward and TJ Watt forever. Doesn't matter what we're going to pay him.
Yeah.
Minka Fitzpatrick might have had a bad year, but he's my captain and I rely on him.
I guess, man. I hope they do. I'm going to be disappointed if they
take
another defensive lineman. something.
Yeah, that's like what every rational fan wants them to pick, but who fucking cares? Like, I want to see.
So, like, that's the thing. If you traded TJ Watt, I don't think you could get a top 10 draft pick for him right now.
You could definitely get a first rounder, but top 10, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, what team wants a 30-year-old edge rusher instead of a
It's going to cost
22-year-old?
$40 million a year.
That's right. So
He's
that,
gonna eat
but I
up
mean,
a 50-year cap.
26-year-old TJ Watt, you could definitely get a top 10 pick for.
Yes.
There he is. Oh, he's not there.
People in Pittsburgh, in Canton, Texas. Is he at a concert? Looks like they're. Oh, it's at it. It looks like they're at a stadium suite.
It's probably his house. Like between the NIL money.
All right. So who are they not?
Yeah, they're not taking a quarterback.
That kind of sucks.
So this
the
makes
only
sense.
one,
This is
maybe.
why the Steelers will get Shador. There you go. Yeah, thank you, Schefter, for breaking down the possibilities of what happens if a quarterback doesn't get picked in the first round. Thank you, Schefter.
He could slip the whole way to the second round, airing Friday night, 8 p.m. on ESPN.
It's also possible that if he doesn't get picked in the second round, he could get picked in the third.
There it is.
Yeah. Thank you to the troops. This guy's arms aren't big enough to roll those sleeves up like that.
Mm.
Okay, they're not going to tell him who they actually
Oh, they're
picked.
not
I
going to
like
say
that.
what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Salute the
You guys
troops.
must be so honored. USA.
USA. That's right.
I love it. What's his shirt say?
There has to be people with signs like chant USA.
Yeah, definitely.
I had top 10 picks. They were going to salute the troops.
No, actually, you don't
Listen,
need
I
to
won.
encourage this crowd to do that kind of stuff. They will
Yeah.
organically do that shit. You can rely on these Ford F-150 drivers.
These Ford F-150 drivers.
It's Michael, not Michael. I was wrong. I mean, this guy was supposed to go ages ago at pick
Really?
number 9.
Oh, yeah? Well,
Yeah.
that's 2 picks.
And they had the Cowboys picking Testarossa McMillan.
That's a nice look at that place.
Yeah, he's got that.
Is that a
NIL.
house?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe a basement.
A lot of
It's
people
basement.
there.
Yep. You see the stairs coming down? I'm thinking it's a basement.
Yeah. Nice basement.
Yeah, it's
Look
a
at the
nice
hood
basement.
on that range back there. Damn.
Maybe it's not a basement. Why do they have such a big stove in the basement?
That's huge. Look at those lights.
Yeah. It's kind of an odd room though.
It's like it almost looks like a wreck, like a place you can rent when you live in an HOA sort of
Yeah,
development.
it does. Yeah, like the all-purpose
to the
room.
pool.
Everyone.
You
It looks like a.
you
It
can,
looks like
you can rent the party
an
room.
amenity. Rich, do you ever think about how fucking weird it is that they measure these guys' hands and arms and openly share it to the
Well,
public? The whole thing is so bizarre.
It's a game of inches. When I say inches, I mean inches. That's why Kenny Pickett's he's small hands.
Like these guys are like,
See,
he did the
Mile away.
cone drill in 6.8 seconds.
you know
He
what?
does that.
Not 6.7. That's why he slipped.
That's why he
It's 12, 11.
If he can get
He
around
didn't-
these cones in 6.7 seconds, there is no doubt he will succeed in the NFL.
I wish they made adjustable hats in multiple sizes. I would wear an adjustable hat like that but I have to wear it on like the last button, and I look like such a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I'm pretty far back. I'm not all the way back, but I've got a big head too, and it's not. Yeah, it's like it makes adjustable hats not an option at a certain point. My dad, that was a big thing when we would ever go to like a ball game or something, and he would want to get a hat. It would be like, I'm not putting on that last button. I'm not doing it.
No,
It's gotta
they
be
let
at
you,
least
like,
two.
it connects like this.
These, yeah, I can't. You just look like a doofus. But he wasn't always pulling off the two dot. Not an easy fit. That was a quick one.
He's there.
Tyler Booker, where are you at, big guy? A lot of offensive linemen have gone so far, right?
Let's see how many people were still in the green room when they zoom out.
Tyler Booker, Vinny Eiler had him going 25th to the Texans.
There's a lot of empty stage furniture in there.
Peter Schrager had him going 12th. So, wait, did the Cowboys?
No one in that one. No one. Look at that. There's no one there.
Am I wrong
Where's the
about
other
that?
guy?
Did the Cowboys just pick twice in a row?
No.
Who had the pick before the Cowboys? Colts? No. Or Niners?
Niners.
Okay.
He's hustling. They were like, we got to pick this up.
Yeah,
We got local news at 11. We got to get through this first round here.
Well, I mean, we're an hour and a half in, and they're through 13 picks. Not even yet. 12 picks.
12th pick has not dapped the commissioner yet. I'm telling you, this is lightning compared to how it used to be. Remember the year that it was still at? They used to have to go and like hand the cards.
Yeah, I liked that
to whoever.
I liked.
Right.
Well, it was usually it was the commissioner. It used to be the commissioner for like 3 solid rounds.
No, that's not true.
Yeah. Paul Tagliabue was up there the whole goddamn time, and it was in
like maybe back when
And it had the tables that had like those ruffle fringes velcroed onto the outside of them, like at a airport conference room.
Right. Just so you couldn't see people's legs, just to keep it somewhat classy.
And a note card with the team's logo on it.
And that's right. And then at one point they came up with like a little stand so that the team's logo was on a card, but it was like visible from behind.
I'm looking up.
People used to go in hand. They used to go, and I'm sure maybe it still happens. Probably not. I bet they just do it like a fucking fantasy football draft. Every player, they just have like some server, and you just pick. Right.
That would make a lot of sense.
But in any case, remember the year, and I can't remember what team it was, but they didn't turn their draft pick in on time, and then 2 other teams jumped the line ahead of them.
Yeah, I do. I vaguely remember that.
They didn't have enough people involved. None of the 50 people involved with the NFL draft get it figured out in time. 10 minutes wasn't enough.
This is what I want to see.
Right. Is that Berman?
Vinny Testaverde, number 1. Brian Bosworth. Rod Woodson. Yeah, that's Berman, dude. Are you kidding me? In his red blazer. He looks awesome. I don't give a shit. I want to see the next pick.
The band isn't getting any time.
I want to see if Vinny Eiler can get back on goddamn track here. He's fucking terrible. Has Mason Graham was already taken, right? So was Kelvin Banks. This guy doesn't know what the fuck I'm going to Schrager from now on. I can't trust this guy anymore. Oh no, that was Schrager.
Let's see how who's the guy? Who's the Iger?
Vinny Eiler?
Eier.
What do you mean?
Or is he off the rails at this point?
He's pretty off the rail. I don't know. He's got Kelvin Banks going next, who was already taken. Then Colston Loveland, who was already taken. So his next best available is Tyler Warren from Penn State. Or no, I'm sorry, Jalen Walker, who he had going 8th.
to the Panthers. Look at him and his family.
There's a lot of empty
McShay-
couches there now.
Everyone had Testarossa and McMillan going to the Cowboys. But your guy from Penn State should be going soon. He's up there. The only person left in the top 10 of Mel's big board. Oh no, there's a few. Oh no, those are quarterbacks. The only player left is Tyler Warren, Jalen Walker, and Shador. Not in that order.
Seems like it's getting close. Adam Shefty. Shefty's saying,
I think I'm about ready to call the evening. What do you think?
I think we got to stay until Steelers pick.
You're fucking crazy. It's gonna be at like
I know.
11 o'clock.
I'm probably gonna stay up until it. But if you need to bail, I understand.
Dude, we're an hour away from that happening.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be a while.
Do you know the price I'll pay if I do that? I'm up.
I do
every morning.
I don't, but I understand. That's what I mean. I understand.
Because there's a little terrorist who wakes me up
Hopefully, they'll be worse next year, and then we can.
whenever like if she can't sleep and comes into the bed, which is like a lot of nights, and like she'll start like kind of making noise when she wakes up, and if I don't pay attention to her, she will flip onto her stomach, crawl over to me, and just bat at my face like a cat until I wake up. I wake up and she's looking at me like smiling, like, "Hey, you wanna do something? What are you doing?" I'm up.
I'm
up?
free.
Yeah.
I don't have any plans. Do you have plans? It's so weird how little kids don't like to sleep in.
I know. It makes
And
no
all
sense.
you want to do when you're an adult is sleep in.
It makes no sense. Like she doesn't want to sleep ever. Like I don't think actually I'm fairly certain that she has not slept more than 3 consecutive hours since she was born. Ever. Think about that. Think about an alarm clock that goes off in your house every 3 hours.
That's
you
tough.
can't ignore.
That's tough,
you get
man.
used to it.
Right. All right. Well, if you got to call it, I get it.
I'll hang around a little bit more. You've given me a second wind. Your dedication means everything.
You tell me. I look. If they pick him, if Shador gets picked before, then I'll shut it down.
I can't imagine. I don't think he's going to because of what they showed, that graphic with how many teams need a quarterback.
But someone could theoretically trade up, I guess. Right?
A team. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
there are other teams who need quarterbacks.
Yeah, but
that are picking not in the first round, but maybe they trade back up into the first round.
So let's see. The next quarterback that let's stick with. You want to stick with Vinny Eiler?
Yeah.
The next quarterback he has going is not in the first round, and that's all that they're giving projections for. Oh no. So Peter Schrager has the Giants trading up to 26 to take Jackson Dart at 26. And McShay has
Real Love. They're playing Real Love. House band.
McShay has the Giants coming up from 20 to 28 to take Jackson Dart. Thought he was already taken.
Yay, Kenneth Grant.
It should be noted that Todd McShay from the Ringer has the Steelers taking Derek Harmon, defensive tackle.
Oh, that would be exciting.
And does not have.
Oh man, I got a webcam.
And does not have Shador.
This guy's
Yeah, they do. It does not have Shador going in the first round.
Yeah, like is he that? It's crazy that some people have him as a better quarterback, as the best quarterback in the draft, and then some people don't even have him going in the first round. That's
But if
so.
you're the
That's
Steelers,
very
I know.
wildly.
It is.
inconsistent.
It is. And Mel has him as his 5th best available player
Overall, just like at
overall.
the start of
That's
the
right.
draft.
And ahead of Cam Ward. So
Right.
if you're the Steelers, Mason Rudolph is your starting quarterback. Let me put it a different way. Best case scenario, 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers is your best quarterback.
That's the best case scenario.
That's the best case
at this
scenario.
point, yeah.
So, like, if you don't take Shedeur Sanders, what the fuck are you doing? He doesn't need to work out. You have no other option. If he works out, it's all upside.
So and George's. This is George's last year, right?
Yep, George's last year. So you give
This is his
Pickens a
fifth-
shot.
Is this his fifth year?
4th year? No, 3rd year.
I assume they picked
This is
his
his 3rd year.
5th year option, right?
Yeah, I guess that would probably be the assumption, right? I don't know.
And so
Depends on what he does this year. That guy, the possibilities are pretty.
I think you have to make that decision before the 4th year starts. I think
Oh, you
that's
do?
right. I think so.
Oh, so then
Let's
they
find out.
okay. So then they got another year to think about it.
No,
Yeah, this is Pickens' 3rd year.
no, it's. I don't think it is.
You think last year was his 3rd year?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. This is his 4th year.
George Pickens is not eligible for a 5th year option. As a 2nd round draft pick, there was rookie contract is 4 years. So first years you have a 5th year option. That's it.
So
First
he's
round.
going into his last year,
So this is it.
right?
Which
Do you
means he's
confirm
gonna
that
hold out.
He's played 3 seasons.
He's played 3.
Okay.
His contract, he will become an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season. So he's definitely going to hold out, right?
This year?
Yes. What's
I don't
his,
think he has the
how
leverage
much can
to
he be
hold
even
out.
making?
I don't think he has the leverage to hold out.
I absolutely do.
I don't think so. They got DK Metcalf.
There's the guy.
It also depends on what they do with quarterback. If they get Aaron Rodgers, then Pickens can hold out, and the Steelers have to sign him. If they get Shedeur Sanders or they roll with Mason Rudolph, they absolutely do not have to sign him.
So what are you going to do? Just like not like Le'Veon Bell, where he just sits out a season
Well,
and then you
I
trade
think
him
that
next
would
year?
be- I think that's the genius move that the Steelers did with Le'Veon Bell. The dude was at
Genius.
the peak of his powers, and they didn't sign him. So now a player is going to think twice about holding out because they know they will fucking lose at that game of chicken. That is one
That
of the
was-
weirdest situations that in professional sports that I remember. He was
And
so far ahead of everybody else at his position. Like genuinely, when he came up for contract negotiations, he said he wanted to be paid as the highest running back and the highest wide receiver. And
Right.
it wasn't considered a ridiculous claim to make because he was both
Right.
of those things. And then he never succeeded again. Do you think it's because he missed a year and he lost a step and that's all it takes in the NFL, or that he was a product, his success was a product of what the Steelers were doing? Or the Jets were just
Probably
so terrible?
both.
Yeah.
It's probably both, right? I don't
Probably
know
all
who was
three.
in the offensive line at that point, but they were probably really great. And so
Yeah,
he
with
used to,
Pouncey and
how he used to
DeCastro.
just like wait. He used to just kind of like
Yeah.
stand behind them.
That's the other thing. Like you've never seen a running back do that, or it's very rare. And so maybe I've heard him talk about how the Jets were terrible and the head coach was terrible. Adam Gase was terrible. So I'm sure, but of course he feels that way because what is he going to do? Take accountability? What kind of guy we already know he is. Missed an entire year because he wanted more money and ruined his career.
Right.
Right? He
I
could have
think
stayed with
that,
the team where he was having success.
It's probably a combination of if you're not even on a team, so you're not even like you're not even around like the facilities. You can do all of the work on the side you want, but man, it's probably very different than if you were using a facilities. You know, you're there. You're just around the team and training with people and stuff like that. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Imagine that'd be pretty tough.
What, being with the team
Le'Veon.
but not participating? Is that what they do when they hold out? They're like there, but they're just on the side. And
No, I think they're not there.
they're not there at all.
And I'm saying if you were just like on the practice squad, but you're there and you're like lifting weights and going to meetings and things like that, like that's
So there's this
very
guy
different.
named JT O'Sullivan. I think I've sent you some of his quarterback breakdowns during the season. Like he did a couple for Kenny, a couple for Russell, and he was a quarterback, and he has a YouTube channel called the QB School that's pretty successful. Like he's a known guy, and he does an entire like 20-minute episode about what it's like to be a practice squad quarterback, and it's fucking fascinating.
That's
It is-
cool.
He says it best. He's like, on the one hand, you're in the NFL, you're getting paid to do the thing that you love, you're on the team, it's amazing. On the other hand, you're not getting paid that much, and you're surrounded by people who are making a lot more, and like you really do nothing. Like you stand
Yeah.
there, and I guess that maybe this is obvious to you, but I didn't realize how truly few reps even the second string quarterback gets in practice.
Yeah, it's
Like three.
I don't know exactly how many, but 10%.
Yeah, if that. And then the third string gets maybe one, but probably nothing. And so a practice squad quarterback, but at the same time, you have to be dialed into the playbook. And he said it's really difficult to develop a passive focus, right? Because you're not
A
involved in
passive
any.
focus, you said?
Yeah, you have to stay focused on everything that's happening in real time, because at any minute they call your number and you have to execute what you're being asked to do perfectly,
Right.
or else you're going to stay on that practice squad forever. So you
You're like,
have
"Yeah."
that pressure on you, but you're bored to tears because you're not doing anything. So he said he had to condition himself to go through the mental reps consistently and stay really disciplined. It makes me have a whole new appreciation for someone like Tom Brady, who came in as a backup for a couple years or a year. I can't remember how long. I think it was a couple years, right? It wasn't his rookie year he got in, was it?
I don't know. I don't
Anyway,
think so.
because he was
Maybe.
Drew Bledsoe, right? Like he was the backup at least.
Yeah, right.
But a guy who goes from third string quarterback to starting, like, can you imagine what a whirlwind that is? It's like one day at work, you come in and then you're all of a sudden the CEO. And they're like,
And
oh,
I
you've got a
think the other-
shareholder presentation in 15 minutes and you've got to say this and you can't say this wrong. Like, what the fuck? How do you handle that?
And no one, let's just say that in the middle of a game, that's one thing. But let's just assume that you by injuries you have to play. Like you're Devlin Hodges and Ben's hurt and whoever the fuck was the backup quarterback that year, Duck Hodges, right? Like
Yeah.
you're him.
You
And
play.
now like preparing you, but they don't want to.
That's
They're
right.
like, damn it.
They're trying to cram. They're like all of a sudden treating you with a respect and importance that was not only foreign to you, but you would have killed for that level of attention. But now you're trying to. I think that's a perfect analogy. Like knowing as much as we both know about our companies, which is not nothing, but like I'm not paying attention on that level every day. Right. So all of a sudden you're the CEO and you've got to make these decisions and it's all riding like it's a wild thing to think about. So those guys have to keep the knowledge of the CEO in their head at all times, knowing that they'll probably never use
CEO might be a little
it. Dude, you're quarterback of an NFL team, you're running the show.
well, no, you're not, right? Because if you were, they'd put you in place, like the coach, and there are a lot of other people making decisions.
Just like if I had to step in as the CEO, I'd have handlers all around me, prepping me and trying to get me ready. But in the end of the day, it's me in front of the camera, right? It's me speaking to the investors. Like
I understand.
Yeah, like it's just a wild shift in perspective. You should watch that, JT O'Sullivan. You'd get a kick out of it.
Yeah, I will. All right, here we go. Notable quarterback slides.
Oh, I like how they have Mel's ranked. So what's the worst? 7 to 48? No, 3 to 38.
Boomer. He was good, right? Brett Favre.
Yeah, Brett Favre did pretty well. I mean, most of these quarterbacks are. Geno Smith's good. Rogers, great Hall of Famer. There's 4 Hall of Famers on this list: Marino, Esiason, Favre, and Rogers.
So he's either going to be Dan Marino or Jimmy Clausen. That's one or the other. That's who
on
it is.
the on
It's
the
a
well, I
pretty
guess
big-
Rogers would be the best on that list. On the Rogers to Clausen,
You think Rogers?
scale,
I guess you're right.
a 4-time MVP, Super
Yeah.
Bowl champion.
You're right. You're right.
Brett Favre,
Good-
maybe
good
could be
with
Favre.
Hey, Dan Marino is from Central Catholic. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I did know that. He went down Central Catholic.
Yeah, Joe Montana went to Ringgold.
He did get Ringgold. Tony Dorsett went to Hopewell.
They had a locker. We used to play soccer at Ringgold,
Yeah.
and they had a locker in their locker room for Joe Montana.
Was it a nice locker? No.
It
was just a regular
I
Ringgold.
don't even think it was like a locker that they like had reserved for in memoriam, basic or whatever.
Like
It
they
was
were
just
still
like
using
it was a sign in the locker room that said Joe Montana had a locker in this locker room.
It'd be cooler if they had a locker and like the team captain got to use it every year.
So the Falcons definitely aren't picking a quarterback. Remember what they
according
did
to
last
our
year?
boy, they're going to take James Pierce, edge rusher.
Just hurry up.
Okay. So that was
Show
one of
fans
the
how pumped they are.
that's
They
who
are.
Eiler
Look at
had
that.
going.
Look at them jumping up and down.
Hey, is that actually him? Is that his head they just held up? No.
No.
Whose head was that? Oh yeah. Brother, friend, what do you think?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
see, he's got the problem with the adjustable. How you gonna get that over your hair, buddy? He found a way. Nicely
Yeah.
done.
That's just man. That they new
still
era
looks
gotta
cool.
do better. It
He
looks cool.
still looks cool. like-
Of course.
He's wearing sunglasses.
Guy's
Oh,
not-
look at
oh,
Robert Blank.
Arthur.
Arthur Blank.
Hello.
Dude, he's 1,000 years old. Walker? Is that you, Walker?
Hello.
Walker.
Remember last year when they picked? So they just signed.
I haven't had an
Cousins.
erection in 17 years, but I have one now.
Hello, is this the president? James Harrison, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, why
That's
do
a
they
lot.
think
Big.
that guys that size can't do that job? It's crazy.
Yeah.
How is height an advantage coming off the edge?
Yeah, right. That
How
doesn't
is
make a
height
lot
not
of
a
sense.
disadvantage?
You'd think that you're just you'd want to be stocky, like James
Yeah.
Harrison would be the prototype.
Exactly. Bendy and Squaw.
Like Aaron Donald's kind of like that.
Aaron Donald. There's no one like Aaron Donald. I would say he's pretty tall.
He went to Pitt.
You got
Too bad Steelers didn't draft him. He went to Pitt. I'm surprised the Steelers didn't draft him.
Is he from North Hills?
He's
North
from
Allegheny.
he's from Aliquippa, I thought.
He
Brashear.
ain't from
No, he
from
went to
Aliquippa.
Brashear
What's his
with
name?
who
are we talking about?
Who's
I
the
just
basketball
looked
player
it
that
up.
went to Brashear?
Oh,
Danny Fortson.
Danny Fortson. Yeah,
Danny
yeah, yeah.
Taylor.
Played for Cincinnati.
He went to Blackhawk.
Did he play college in
that-
Cincinnati?
Played Archie Miller, Blackhawk.
Who are we talking about? Who's the Rams nose tackle? Oh, Aaron Donald. I kept thinking Donald Glover.
I don't think he was from Pittsburgh.
I think you're wrong.
I thought he
Aaron
was just
Charles Donald.
ACD.
He is 6'1", 280. Damn.
Oh, there's the look. Oh man, look at that guy playing the bass. You just missed him.
A native of Pittsburgh. Donald grew
Where?
up as one of 3 children in a working class family in the city's Lincoln Leamington Belmar neighborhood. He went to Penn Hills.
I had no idea. I thought he was.
Yeah,
I feel like I didn't hear
weird.
about him in high school, but I hear about
I
almost
feel like I
all
didn't hear about
good
him in
high school
college
players.
either.
Yeah, he was a
But he was
first round pick.
Yeah, he was a first round pick.
He won an award. He was like defensive player of the year, defensive lineman of the year too. He won that
Hell yeah.
Bednarik award.
Most productive defensive player in the entire NCAA, ACC Defensive Player of the Year, and was a unanimous All-American. So yeah, he should have been on our radar. He had 543 career sacks. I'm sorry, tackles. That didn't seem
Okay.
right.
Jesus Christ.
111 sacks. 24 forced fumbles.
This is in college.
No, that was pro.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'd like to see his high school numbers.
Yeah, me too. I bet he was
Those
a
are always-
running back.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he was a defensive lineman and running back.
First team All-State Quad A in each of his final 2 seasons. 63 tackles, 15 for a loss, and 11 sacks as a senior. He also started at offensive guard. He was a 3-star prospect, rated 37th best defensive tackle in the nation. So that's not great.
No.
He had
That's why he ended up at Pitt.
scholarship offers from Toledo, Akron, and Rutgers.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Is it even worth playing college football?
Yeah, like Mac McCardle had offers from Toledo, Akron, and Rutgers.
Mercyhurst.
Yeah.
The Mercyhurst of Ohio.
Yeah. Justin Sajansky played D1 at Toledo. All right, let's see who we
Still a
got
lot
here.
of people at Lambeau Field watching
Early on,
the
16, James Pierce Jr., edge. That's who Eiler says. Iyer. Yeah, Iyer had him going 11th. So that ain't no thing.
Do you think the house band gets annoyed that the commissioner of the NFL cuts them off to announce a draft pick when they're in the middle of a Pat Benatar song? Like right before the chorus.
Yeah,
The Pat
they
Benatar
do,
song.
especially if it's
shot.
like hit me with your best shot. Yeah, I'd be pissed. I'd be super pissed. Now, this
So
outfit is not one of the better draft outfits I've seen. Yeah, the
He's
red,
comfortable. I respect
fitting,
that.
Zip up hooded sweatshirt,
Red.
chain. It's got
He
the
called
chain.
it.
He did.
It's red.
He did. You think he just ordered a case of Gildan zip up front zip hooded sweatshirts in every color?
Fruit of the Loom.
Hanes brand. Yeah,
Coming all the colors.
it's got to be
These
Gildan.
guys aren't excited about that. Come on. You're not
Yeah,
that
like-
excited.
Oh yeah, you guys nailed 16 overall. Nice. You took a defensive
Cornerstone
tackle.
of the franchise.
Tackle.
Walter Nolan. How many of his man, we're gonna sell so many Walter Nolan jerseys.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to keep him in stock in the team store.
He moves the needle.
I'm trying to see if this is the guy that McShay had us taken. No. Or not McShay, but yeah, McShay.
So he's no longer on ESPN.
He's on the Ringer. Bill Simmons' company.
He was
Ringer's
always it was a good 1-2 punch with Mel Kiper and Todd McShay.
Yeah, I know. But McShay built a brand name for himself, and I'm sure he cashed in at the Ringer. ESPN can't afford to pay. They're paying Stephen A. Smith like $80 million a year. They can't afford now. Now
That
Shannon
guy.
Sharp is going to have to take a bit of a pay cut.
What
Yeah,
did I say? What happened with him?
Unclear. I know that he offered $10 million to settle out of court with a OnlyFans model, and then I saw a recording.
With an OnlyFans model.
Yeah, OnlyFans model, and then I saw a recording that seemed like the fakest thing I've ever heard in my life. There were 10-second gaps between people speaking, and the things that he was saying did not seem at all related to the things that she was saying. But one of the things that they did have him reported saying was, "I want to choke you in public. Big black man choking a little white girl. It'll be perfect." So unclear if
Oh,
he
boy.
ever said that or if he said it to this person. Both of them seem highly suspicious right now. But he did offer $10 million to settle it out of court.
I'd take that deal. Take it.
Yeah.
How does
Absolutely.
it's
take it.
weird that we know how much he offered. That's usually not public. Before he offered it, before it was accepted, right?
Dude, this is why being famous would suck. Right?
Yeah,
Like
no desire at this
being
point.
rich is awesome. Being famous sucks.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
And if you got rich by being famous, I get it. What are you going to do? Say no. But it comes with a price, and this is it.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, we got a pick in the division coming up here. 17.
4-way, man.
Yeah, well, we
So
got
it's not going to be them.
We got to stick it out now.
This might be a place where, because the Bengals are good,
Bengals
right?
are competitors. They're ready.
They don't need. They could move back 10 spots.
Yeah, but aren't they losing Trey Hendrickson?
I don't know.
Trey Hendrickson. Yeah, they're trying to trade him. Yeah, they're trying to trade him, and he's like, it's like TJ him and Myles Garrett. You know, he's like one of the premier edge guys in the league. So they could draft an edge guy, and then not have to worry about losing Trey Hendrickson
Yeah. Pack
because
your bags, Trey.
they don't need anything on offense. I mean, I guess you could always upgrade the line either way, or a defensive back, but they win a lot. Oh no, it's the what is their defense sucks. They're going to take a defender. They gave up like 1 million points last year, and they still scored 1 million points, but didn't matter. That's how that works.
That's right, because they didn't even make the playoffs, right?
No, they just missed, but they were getting like real hot towards the end of the season, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and Joe Burrow was MVP candidate, and they didn't even make the
He
playoffs.
should have been the MVP winner. He was the best quarterback last year.
You gonna tune in for the El Clasico?
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I?
Wake up at 5 a.m. to watch the El
No.
Clasico live?
I don't know
And it's
why
like on
I don't
Friday.
love this sport, because I do like everything about it. There's just something, I don't know, kind of gay about it. Like I just can't get it's like just off. It's the same way that when you go to Europe, like you see the way the men dress and you're like, yeah, I get it, but it's not for me. Like I think it's okay that you're doing it. And based on the way you grew up, it makes a lot of sense why you're doing it, but I don't want to do it. You know what I mean?
I will say that there's so much soccer, and they like these teams play in multiple different leagues at the same.
I can't keep track.
So I don't know, but like during the World Cup, I
World
get
Cup?
it. Like
Yeah,
when
Totally.
Spain plays Morocco,
Argentina.
yeah,
Yeah.
I fucking get that shit, right? Like it's
Oh,
across
yeah.
in the Mediterranean,
Yeah.
or like
Big
when
rivalry.
Japan plays South Korea.
Or North
Okay.
Korea, even better.
Yeah, right.
North Korea has a
versus
soccer
North
team.
Korea. I would take a day off of work to watch that match.
The DPK. The DPK national
Telling them
team.
to wrap it up. But yeah, the World Cup's great. The clubs, though, is just I can't.
Knowing. Thought he was going to say Shador for a second there. Oh, so they took an
Rusher,
edge
there you
guy.
go.
There you go. Jamar Stewart. Yep, he was.
He's
a
going no
first
shirt
rounder.
under the double-breasted blazer.
Let me see. And he went emerald green. And is that a skull diamond chain? Hey, what are those chains What is the base? What are the
What
diamonds?
is the base?
What are
Did you
the
say?
diamonds on the pendant affixed to? Is it a precious metal? Is it aluminum? Because you would imagine
think
it's something
something-
that doesn't have a lot of weight.
No, I think it's got to have weight. I think the
Yeah, but
weight
not
is
too
so it's not
much.
a platinum.
Like,
It's not a platinum
Wait, is platinum very
or titanium. Titanium. One of them's light. Platinum or titanium. I don't know
titanium,
which
I
one.
think.
Okay, so maybe it is platinum.
Platinum's heavy though.
I think you want heavy. I think that's the
Yeah, but
point.
you don't want
It's
like
gotta be
gold. It would be
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. Yeah, maybe you're right.
I think you want that.
I don't know. I feel like the way that I've heard them and seen them swing, that they don't feel very heavy. They don't seem like look at
That
the way
one's
it's
not
swinging.
moving.
Yeah, it is.
That one is not moving.
No, yeah, it is. You're going to see it here.
It's not.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's pretty.
What is
solid
that? Is
play.
that a monkey?
Unclear?
Is that a monkey's head?
Okay, now we're going to really
They're like,
see the
"Oh."
chain wiggle.
I wonder if the crowd was like, "Oh, we didn't realize there was anyone still back
I
there."
mean,
We,
did he just like puncture his chest with that thing?
I'm bleeding. Maybe it's a life alert too. You never know. He's like, "Oh, we messed this up.
How do I
This is
Google
a-
search for this? What?
We had to pull this." Yeah, Stewart. That looks fake. I hate those jerseys. I hate them. The only ones I don't like. Love the helmet, hate the jersey. Okay, so the Seahawks just signed Sam Darnold. That's like a howler monkey with ruby eyes.
Custom made TM large diamond pendant. Yeah, this is what I need.
Bengals. All the other teams had like cool slogans. Theirs just says Cincinnati, Ohio.
Set spectacular look of prong set diamonds against gleaming 14 karat yellow gold, rose gold, white gold. Yeah, I feel like they
Bengals will
wouldn't
look. That's what I
advertise
like.
this.
That's what I look like when I go to work. I wear that.
Or is it a precious metal and like it's not actually like I'm picturing like an aluminum cheap light mold and then everything is kind of glued on the front of it, but maybe there's no like affixing. Maybe it's like a solid piece together with that weight. Yeah, maybe knowing the weight of it would help. Here we go. 31 grams. What does that mean? Is 31 grams a lot?
How many tablespoons is 31 grams? That is an awful war room camera angle. It's the worst one. Look at that.
Yeah, it's
What
not
is this?
helping me. I do not feel closer to the action.
It's a poverty franchise, the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it?
Hey, how much behind are you if you look at like the little gray bar at the bottom?
It's 32. Just said 32.
32.
You're talking about the ticker, the Courtyard by Marriott?
No. I'm saying I'm sorry, on your broadcast, because we've paused to keep up with each other. I noticed that
I'm
I
live.
can move. Okay.
Mine
I'm
says
like
live. You're a little
I've got
back.
like a little chunk, and I'm wondering if it's a pick's worth.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I
probably not.
can't go any farther forward.
Yeah.
We're moving now.
Yeah.
These guys aren't here.
Greg Zabel. Is this a Jewish guy?
Hey,
Could be
the
Jewish.
guard. Look at all these old ladies. Loving the pick of the guard from Wisconsin, North Dakota State. Excuse me. Huge fans. Just who they wanted.
Look at the Settlers of Catan board game in the background presented.
That is clearly product placement.
They think they got that deal with Settlers of Catan.
Yeah.
They got that Catan money.
I love that they had that huge projector.
Here's the question, Rich.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to time is the time between the pick is in
And when they actually say it out loud.
and then when they actually say it, because I think they actually might be extending this broadcast. Because if they don't have time to show this for every player, people won't watch.
I
We're going to find out. We've got enough picks left to really do an analysis.
I do think they're going to stop after 20 and do something. And it'll probably be a sort of like a disability acceptance football sort of thing.
What do you mean?
Well, they did salute the troops after 10. So they
No,
are
I'm
also
saying,
going
like,
to honor.
They have to show the player package.
They're going to, no, I'm saying they're going to do that. They're going to go to commercial and they're going to come back and Roger Goodell is going to honor a group of individuals.
Maybe underrepresented
Somehow.
individuals, like
Yes.
women's flag football,
Marginalized or,
autistics.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Before the Steelers pick.
Because
That's
I
my
think there have been times when we've seen the pick is in as the guy is walking to the podium.
for the next pick. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, like,
Yeah.
is that time ratio going to change as we get deeper into the draft?
I think after the first round, they don't even. It
No,
doesn't
I'm
matter.
just saying
It's 5
for
minutes.
this period, right? Like the number of viewers right
No.
now is dropping precipitously across the country, and they know that, right? So I'll be very curious to see when the pick comes in, how long it actually takes to them to get to the podium. That's the real time.
I do think the Tampa Bay Bucks are dragging it out. I don't think
Because
I think they know.
And here's another question: when does the clock reset?
You would assume it'd be almost immediate, right?
Can't be.
Well, so it stopped at 4:55.
All right.
So
So
the
does it
pick's
pick
in.
in?
Pick has to be in. So start timing.
No, and until it says the pick is in, we can't. Or I guess we should.
Clock
Huh?
stopped.
All right.
Clock stopped.
We got it started. Because the point I'm driving at is I think it actually is longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I know what you
think
mean.
that's a fantasy clock. That's for a show purposes only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless there's a trade.
Well, you timed it. How long did it take from T to DAP? What was the time to DAP?
2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay, 2 minutes and 20 seconds time to DAP. Then you've got the time it takes Goodell to get up to the stage.
I'll tell you what.
And
I'm just going to say this.
got the player package
But
afterwards
hold on.
and commercials.
It hasn't said the pick is in,
Right.
but the clock is stopped. I wonder if there's a trade. And I wonder if the Steelers are traded
if it's
up.
a TV timeout. Ooh, that's an interesting thought.
Do you think the Broncos would have picked? Who's their quarterback? Bo
No,
Nix?
if the Steelers are trading, they're trading back.
But they wouldn't have traded yet.
Not yet. If
It
they're
wouldn't have
trading back,
affected
they'd
this
wait
pick
for
yet.
their pick. They have to wait to their pick to trade back, right?
Okay, so look. Well, now it's just switched to 8:30.
All right, now we're resetting the timer. That was 1 minute and 15 seconds. That
The pick is
Here we
in.
go.
The pick is in.
all right, timer started.
And okay, that makes sense then because it said 8:30, and that's probably for the next pick. Start the timer again.
It just started it.
Again. So it was 8:30. That makes sense because it was 1 minute and 30, you said. Minute, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not following your logic.
When we started the clock to
Started the clock
whenever
when 4:55 stopped.
and then you said it was like 1:20,
Yeah, something like that.
and then the clock started again. It's at 8:30, meaning
Right.
10 minus 1:20 is like 8:40.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Going that way. Yeah.
So I think
Yeah,
that was the
yeah.
actual clock for the Denver pick.
Got it. Yeah, that's probably a good. That's probably a good. That's probably a good. Yeah, I agree. They were saying it was a 7% chance that Shedeur was available for the Steelers going into tonight. How does that make sense? By
Good
what
thing or
logic
bad
can
thing?
you? How can you possibly calculate that?
Right. Again, they got guys coming
Show,
up like
show your work on that one, ESPN.
we got to keep people engaged. Let's just make it seem
right.
really unlikely that what might happen was
That's
about.
right. They're
was
building a
going to
narrative.
Yeah.
You know what? I tell you what. A dream job of mine would be producing live sports.
Yeah.
Think how much fun that would be.
Oh, dude,
Look at the guy
that would
with
be
the
great.
big hat. Those hats are hysterical.
It's a shit. He's got his own logo.
Of course he does, buddy.
Oh, people are gonna go nuts when this in
Dude,
Pittsburgh. I can't.
Dion looks
I can
like a
listen to
fucking G with
WDV
that.
for him.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. They're gonna hate it. This
Yeah.
is gonna be the most widely hated pick.
We'll see. If he's a bust, then my theory of you should never draft a quarterback in 20 after pick 10
Well, they're about to do it twice in a row. Wasn't Kenny Pickett
know.
20 or 21?
is like 20 something.
Oh, the wide receiver.
Good job, Roger.
Abuka. Yeah, you got through that pretty
Mega.
well.
Agabuka.
You had months to prepare for this. This guy's been talked
Oh, he's
about as
got
a
the
first
leather
round
helmet.
pick for months. That's a guy I wouldn't have mind seeing go to the Steelers. Look at this guy's shirt.
Look at that. That's a club. Look at all the paneling they got on that.
Yeah, that's a church. And they got a couch.
So 5:30 for the Broncos.
Oh wait, was I supposed to stop? So that was 3 minutes from when the pick
So
was
that
in
was
till
it. That's
announced.
it. That's exactly. We got it exactly right. So it is
Yep.
10 minutes.
Yep, it's a real 10. I stand corrected.
Feels a
Yeah,
lot longer. They're packing a lot into those 3 minutes.
They really are.
Commercial for Courtyard Marriott, Shedeur Sanders availability projections.
I mean, the commercial breaks are like 90 seconds, but they feel like 15 minutes.
It's just
'Cause
terrible.
they're so intolerable.
How funny would it be if the Steelers picked an offensive guard?
Yeah, I don't know what would piss fans off more, but whatever that is, I want to see it. No, actually, I want to see Shedeur because Shedeur is the best story. He'll make this season fun. Like if we pick a defensive tackle and end up riding with, I mean, Aaron Rodgers would also be a lot of fun, because like
People love him.
People love him or hate him. He's a
I love him
polarizing
until he
individual.
throws it in. Like he's washed. I can't believe they spent all the money.
But because he's made the Steelers wait, people hate him.
Oh, is that right? Is that the narrative?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Move on from Aaron Rodgers. I'm tired of this Aaron Rodgers. Tired of it. We don't need him. He's a bum. We got Mason.
Some of the other teams have like a little bit of unity in what they're wearing in the war room. These guys are just sloppy.
Are all over the board.
Football guys.
Also, are all of those guys there? No, they're in their respective stadiums. Like, are the war rooms?
Yeah. They're at Team HQ.
So they're no longer sending like a few suits to sit at a table.
That's what I mean. There's no table with the card.
Yeah, but
anymore.
like there's still, because those guys that was never like the head coach and the GM.
No,
it's just like some randos.
Trusted individual.
Yeah.
To answer the phone.
So my question,
whose name should I write down? That's what they did, right?
That's exactly what they did. But like, you're telling me there's no representative from the team there?
I don't think there is.
I think it would be cooler if they had like a huge suite of conference rooms and these guys could like walk out into the hallway and talk to each other.
Yeah, make deals that way. I'd watch that feed.
Or like try to listen, put their ear to the wall and try to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Who are the Jaguars going to take in the sixth round?
I think they're saying they're about to trade 2 number 4s from this year
for 6 number 3s from next year. But instead, we're going to give them our pick from this year. They're going to give us their second round pick. Then they're going to give us back
What?
that pick.
They're nuts. What are they thinking?
That trade was like so unnecessarily over engineered.
Yeah, right.
Like you couldn't, in all of
Very
that, you couldn't
complicated.
swap a pick or two. It's
Right.
like, no, this isn't going to work for me unless unless we move up 6 spots in the 6th round of this year.
Yeah. Got
Gotta
to
do that.
sweeten the deal, Fred.
It's so dumb. But like, that's what I mean. These guys treat these draft picks as precious. Like the margins of success are so thin, but they're not. They're huge. A 6th round
We
pick.
got some sorry, Tommy, we've been neglecting.
What's he saying? Yeah, it's almost time. I was going to go to bed and I hung out. My cable guy doesn't draft till 11:30. Yeah, they're running out of time, dude.
I guess they didn't trade up.
Oh. No, they still can. They just
They
got a
can on
whole
this
bunch
pick.
more draft capital.
That's right. They did. They
a
got next
first
year's
rounder
number 1.
next year. They got 2 first rounders next year to play with.
Ooh, I don't know. Minute 22.
you
Usually
rather have
when it goes this low,
Travis
there might be a
Hunter?
trade. There might be a trade going on.
Can the Steelers trade if it's not their pick?
Yeah, they
If
can
another
trade
team
up 1.
approaches them.
Sure.
So they could have, between the 2nd and 3rd picks, they could have traded their pick. They probably wouldn't have because
Steelers.
no team would have known what would be available then. That's why they waited.
We
okay.
would know.
Yeah.
The Broncos seem to be dragging this one out.
I stand by what I said. It's not a lot of time. So McShay had them going tight
Right, so
end,
they picked-
Loveland. And there's the big 2 tight ends are off the board, but they've known that for a minute. So they should be ready. I
Is
think
Bo
they're
Nix
going to
good?
go. What?
Is Bo Nix good?
He's pretty good. Need a good year. Finished really strong. I think they're going to go with the running back Trayvon Henderson. I agree with Bucky Brooks mock draft.
How could you
Yeah,
not?
everyone had them taking tight end. And then another team had them taking a Emeka Okabuga.
That's
Yeah. So they
Too bad
either
to
had him
sad.
taking wide receiver or tight end. Why are we not seeing like who they think they're going to pick? I guess that's what he's saying now.
yeah. He didn't look happy.
Whoever that is,
I
draft
guess
him.
he did get picked. They did.
Yeah.
Broncos didn't draft him.
He does not look happy. But if they want a wide receiver, I guess they're saying he's the best. I thought he was like a pretty highly regarded guy. I guess did he get caught like smoking weed or something?
How long have these people been standing here?
Well, what time did it
assume
start?
you-
You said 3:00. Is that a midget?
I'm playing.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, baby. Ooh, perfect weddings house band song.
Steelers are on the clock.
Here we go.
Wow. Here we go.
Told you.
All right. This kid looks perfectly healthy.
Not the same thing.
He looks like a content creator.
What's wrong with him?
I'm going to need some more
Give him a
details
fist
on
bump,
this.
Sam.
I'm going to need some more details on this kid.
Oh, that would have been funny if the Broncos like, we can't trade the pick, man. We got to make a wish
Yeah.
kid here to announce.
Yeah. What if this kid was like, no, my wish was I wanted to be drafted.
Yeah,
I
this
didn't
is
want to
wrong.
announce the pick. I wanted to be the pick.
But you said I could wish for anything.
Yeah, that
Jade.
has like we didn't know what to do and we panicked all over it.
All right, off the stage.
Yeah, come on. You're supposed to be sick.
Yeah. Now everyone's gonna want to do this. Yeah, see, dude, there are a lot of people there. Look at all those phones.
All right,
Look at all those
prediction
iPhone
time.
16s.
Tommy, Rich, Josh, in that order. Tommy, who's it going to be? Tommy is going to say Jackson Dart.
I was gonna say Jade Barron, but you know,
I think it's got to be. I'm going to say my official prediction is the Steelers rarely do what everyone says they're going to do. They do throw a lot of smoke screens out there. But I think that the only logical move here is Shedeur Sanders.
so it won't be him.
No, I think even though I think they probably didn't feel very confident that he'd be there. Or maybe they wanted teams. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's going to be Shedeur. I just think that's the kind of team they
Pickett
are now.
2.0. Kenny Pickett 2.0. Here we go again.
But I really think that's the kind of team they are now. Like they're the kind of team that doesn't learn from those mistakes and takes the flashy name. They're a poorly run organization now.
I think he's definitely
like you got to think
than,
like what would a
I don't
bad
know,
organization
maybe,
do here? What do you think, Rich?
I don't know, man. I don't know who else. I have no idea. I can't name a single other player.
Tommy
available.
says got to be a QB. I hope they take a running back.
No,
Thomas,
running back is
Jalen
a
Warren and
position you
Gainwell already.
You can get a 6th round running back who ends up being productive.
That's right. I wouldn't mind a running back if it was Genty.
Is he on the phone?
No, he's not, but he's got a fucking camera in his face. Oh, his brother just shook his head no. You see that?
Picks in.
The pick is in. Oh, dude, that did not look like a guy about to get.
Who's on the phone there?
Oh, Rooney's shaking hands with Tomlin. That's a Shedeur handshake, Rich. What do you think?
Who's the football player in this position, in this picture?
He's sleeping on the couch right on the right. That kid's dead asleep.
I just want to go play Warcraft.
That kid is not want to be here.
What was that?
I don't know. The Rooney's house. That kid sleeping is going to be the next owner of the Steelers.
Oh wait, we got another stand-up routine on stage.
Genty is the running back. No, he already got taken, Tommy.
Sweet Pat Fryermuth jersey.
He went like 6 overall, Tommy, to the Raiders.
I love when he calls out teams. I don't know what the Saints were thinking.
Yeah, that was just a dumbass move by a dumbass franchise. I mean, I got to say the body language from the Sanders camp did not look good.
No.
Oh. 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 So McShay nailed it. Todd McShay said Derek Hardman.
It's great. We'll get a guy.
So now the question becomes, will they have a shot at Shedeur in round 2?
When did they pick?
The Browns gave up their 2nd round pick. So they can't pick them.
Where do they? The Saints, maybe, right? Like all those teams are picking again before the Steelers.
Saints, yeah. But the Browns were a big one that need a quarterback.
Oh,
I don't think the Steelers have. Oh, they don't have a round 2 pick. You're right.
Perfect.
You're right, dude. You're right.
Man, what is this? They're picking a guy
I
who's
mean-
he'll be the third defensive lineman behind Cam and Keanu Benton.
No, he'll be a nose tackle. Yeah, like this is actually a very smart pick. Building in the trenches is what this team needs to do. But you do
They've
have
done that now
two-
for the last 3 drafts.
Yeah, but they needed to. They absolutely needed to prioritize offensive line. And now, I mean, taking your first pick on a defense with already the highest paid defense in the league.
Dude, stop. This is not.
Yeah, I mean, he just said it. You just wonder who's going to play quarterback for them.
Oh yeah, look at all those enthusiastic claps. Shut up.
I'm checking to see if they have a round 2 pick, but I don't think they do. I think he's right. No, they don't. So they don't pick again until round fucking 3, pick 19. They don't have a lot
Bad.
of picks this year. So they've got another pick, what, tomorrow or Saturday?
Saturday.
And then they got 21 in round 4.
Or no,
They
they,
have
they do. Maybe
two
they do
picks
3
left.
tomorrow.
They got 20, so they got 4, 1 in the 4th round. I'm sorry, 1 in the 5th. And the 6th,
man.
they have 1 pick. But they're picking higher. They're picking 9th in the 6th round, so they got that going for them. And they've got 1 in the 7th. I don't know, man. Defensive tackle at 21 with Shedeur available? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't love it. I mean, I don't know anything about this guy. So
They have a second round pick. Who did they trade for that?
they lost the 2nd round pick because of fuck. I forget. Oh, DK Metcalf.
They got it. They get a second round pick for him.
2nd round pick, yeah. And they signed him to like 100.
Fucking Mason, and they're cool with Mason Rudolph. Or
I know,
42-year-old Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball to him.
It does feel like a more responsible decision, but yeah, I don't see this guy in I don't know what he was like ranked overall. All right, buddy.
Like where? Yeah, we'll digest.
Yeah, we'll digest and come back to it. But
This is
it would have
fun.
been a lot. I was hoping that they picked Shedeur.
Same.
I mean, they could trade back into the but like with what? They don't have
the
a
first
second
round pick next year.
Nice,
See you, Tommy.
Yeah, they could probably do like a 3rd and a 4th next year. No, like a 3rd this year and a 4th next year. 3rd this year and a 3rd next year to get up in the 2nd round.
Maybe. I think that's right. I think you got to throw in
Yeah,
that guy.
yeah, you can get a 2nd rounder for him. Definitely. You trade GP, but like, man, that's a lot to give up. But if you don't have a quarterback, it doesn't really matter. But if you got to trade Pickens to get your quarterback, it kind of also doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. He'll be gone in a year though, so that's less of an issue. But in any case,
That's
all right, man.
I mean, they could sign him. You would hope that they sign him. You would hope he ends up being awesome.
It doesn't matter if you don't have a quarterback. That's the thing.
They got Money Mace, dude. What are you talking about? He's got a goatee now. He looks like evil Mason Rudolph.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he looks great, but he's not like a bad looking
back.
guy. He's just kind of a doofus, you know?
If he was a first string quarterback, if he was a superstar, everyone would think he'd be a lot more handsome than he is. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but he also can't be a first string quarterback looking exactly like he does. It's just
He's got all the hats. Look, see,
What do you mean?
he's got all the
shut it
hats
off.
on the shelf.
Yeah, I shut it off.
They're showing Shador.
Yeah,
He's watching the Jason
body
Kelsey
language-
Courtyard Marriott commercial. What?
The body language didn't look good, and I saw the
No, it
no,
still doesn't.
no head shake from his brother. That's how you know.
Someone's going to trade up and grab him.
Well, the Giants is who everyone was predicting would trade up for Jackson Dart, so he may not even be the second quarterback taken. But there are plenty of teams who need a quarterback in the second round, right?
That's when it's like, man,
Let's see. So it's
Take a flyer.
Cowboys, Falcons, Giants pick third in the second round. Oh wait, no, I was in the wrong round. Sorry. It's Browns have the first pick in the second round, then the Giants. They both need a quarterback. Tennessee, who the fuck do they have? Then the Browns pick again in the second round on the fourth pick. So the brain got to
Oh,
get
man,
through the Browns twice.
Mel is
I just think the Saints
losing
are
it.
gonna take him.
He is losing it right now on the set.
But like the Browns will go twice, and the Giants, and the Patriots, and the Saints. Dude, this fucking draft order in the second round is nuts. Listen to this: Browns, Giants, Titans, Browns, Raiders, Patriots, Bears, Saints, Bears, and then it kind of gets normal again.
They just house band for the record. Don't stop believing. Billie Jean, back to back.
Oh, there you go. There should have been on the Al Kuiper saying the Saints are going to take Shador. I mean, Derek Carr's out for the year, right? Why not?
Sarah just walked past and
Like, what are you guys still doing?
Al with a blanket draped over her so you couldn't see her.
Oh. All right, brother. I'll catch you on the
Marathon stream. This
Yeah,
might be the
sure.
longest ever new world record to watch fucking Jason Harmon get picked.
But like Angie Harmon. But like it was a fun time. Like I had a good time.
Yeah. It's funny. When there's something on TV, I feel like that's when we do our best work, especially when it's not even a game. It's just something to have on in the background.
I agree. It's just I've watched them back before, and it's kind of frustrating to watch without seeing what we're seeing.
Yeah. It is.
In the moment, live, it works.
Yeah.
You got to have a setup where you got the TV on to it. You can't just tune into this.
Yeah.
Like listen to the
Someday.
game with the radio on.
Someday we'll get explicit consent from the National Football League.
Yeah, express written consent. That's what we need.
All right, man.
All right, buddy. Good times.
Later.
See ya.